Boom.
F-bombs.
There we are. Hello. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Do you know what I realized,
What's up?
guys?
What?
This, if you count our streams and our
Yes.
podcasts, this is our 50th episode.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
This will be the 50th episode on the podcast feed. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, so including modified roles?
Yep. So we
And
include
1d6,
everything together.
1d4.
Modified rolls, 1d6, 1d4, our
To
streams.
meet the DMs.
This is
Yep.
number 50.
Oh, okay.
Prolific
Okay.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, which is kind of cool because if you think about it, I mean, between modified roles and streams, we do try and, I mean, like we've been pretty consistent about putting something out every week. We've done some bonus stuff. So like we're going to hit 52 episodes like a month and a half before our,
1 year?
actually more than that. Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
hit it like 2 months before our 1 year anniversary. So, you know,
Nice.
we're pretty good at making content, I think, guys.
Yeah.
Look at
We're
us
good at
having
making
a
it.
1 year anniversary.
We don't know if it's good. We just make it.
We're good at making it. Whether or not it's good is a difference. Yeah.
I mean, people keep listening.
Yeah.
That's a
Some
good
people,
sign.
okay.
We have
But
regulars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are
Yeah.
us, but we have a couple regulars.
We have tens
No,
of
like half for us.
Dozens.
Tens and tens of
Tens of dozens. Yeah.
I have friends that regularly let me know when they listen.
Oh, see, Zach P. Hey, Zach P. One of our
Zach
regulars.
actually, yeah, this is the Zach that I always talk about that ran the one shot that I love, and he actually messaged me recently and said that he ran it again, and like
Nice.
that meat grinder of a restart,
Oh, the dungeon one. Yeah, yeah.
one
yeah.
shot, yeah. He said that it couldn't have ended more ridiculously. Like they got
Want
to
a
the final.
guest DM for us?
Honestly,
We should do
yeah,
that,
I
actually. We should do that one time.
have
Yeah.
guest DMs.
Right,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, for sure.
Give us a break and torture us the way you
Yeah.
think we deserve to be tortured.
Oh, God, don't say that.
Yeah, that's trouble.
What's
Get
going to
out of
happen
my
to
mouth
me?
Before I could stop them. Sometimes my brain and there's like a disconnect.
So should I tell them about the homebrew spell my son
Hey,
homebrewed
you
on
die.
D&D
That's
Beyond?
for the Edith's hand
Which
joke.
one? The first one or
The first one.
You should
Both.
talk about both. You should do both. They're
Yeah,
both
that's
great.
that's a proud parent moment right there.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I have a very proud parent moment. So I got my son signed up on the library's account of D&D Beyond. So shout out West Warwick Public Library. Thank you. So my son got on there and he spent today homebrewing some stuff because he figured out that there's that homebrew button. So he invented a cantrip called Sackius Wackius, which is basically a ranged slap to the balls that does 1d6 force damage, and you have to make a Constitution save or have disadvantage next round.
Wow, it's ranged.
It's a
It's
pretty
ranged.
strong
What's the
cantrip.
range?
120 feet, and it goes, 5th level, it's 2d6
Is the
damage.
somatic component like a flick?
You gotta flick to the sack.
Oh, it's a little.
Or you just kind of, like, as you go up in level,
The
you
tap,
eventually have to
yeah.
do this, because you get, like, multiple d6s. You
But
roll.
Feedback.
So he got that one,
Speed
and he
bag.
also did Oh Hell No, hell being all capitalized, which is a 4th level reaction where if someone attacks you or casts a spell on you, you can either cause them to miss or automatically succeed in your saving throw. But you have to say Oh Hell No.
yeah, the verbal component.
That's the verbal component. If you don't say at the table, it is all null and void. So homebrew your shit, people.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't wait
great.
for your kid to start running games too.
Yep.
I'm like,
That's
now
great.
I'm like, well, dude, now you got all the stuff. You got to run a game for me. I'm kind of terrified, but also intrigued.
You should be.
Should we
Let's recap. If
real
that's what
quick
you're
though,
gonna say.
should we also just shout out West Warwick Pride that's coming up? I know
Good
a
idea.
couple of us are running games if
Yep.
you want to come.
Good
But it's
idea.
also obviously an incredibly great event that I think Amber, are you is it the library that's putting it on or is it the town in general?
The library is putting it on in partnership with a couple other town programs like the Hez and I don't know. I think Thunder Mist is technically a partner. I'm not sure.
I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be running Wander Home for it, which I'm very excited about. It's kind of like my test run of Wander Home, and I'm very excited to to run that game. But
Yeah, it's
if,
gonna be
if
awesome.
you're
So
in
that's-
West Warwick, if you're a local listening to this, come by.
There's free ice cream.
Free
Oh
ice
hell
cream.
yes.
Ice cream. There
Oh,
will
hell
be
yes.
Food trucks,
There will be
Yep.
food trucks.
artists, including a dice vendor. Y'all.
But
Oh,
I have
hey,
first
come get
dibs.
your
I have to
dice.
get there and
There's
buy
gonna
dice
be a
first
dice
because I'm very
person
excited
there.
about that.
So it is June 25th.
Yeah, next Saturday, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
next
next
Saturday.
Saturday.
It's also, which is also, and this is appropriate for an RPG stream. It is also a free RPG day. So no matter
Yeah,
where
that's
you are
right.
in the country,
That's it.
Google Free
right.
RPG Day. Find out if there's a store that is participating near you. It's a really, really awesome thing I've done it the last few years. You walk into participating game stores and they just have tables full of, well, I have last year's stuff right here. Stuff to take. It's free. They're like free quick starts, free adventures for games and stuff.
And if you don't have a friendly local game store, Drive Through RPG also often has a lot of quick start stuff you can just download for free.
Yeah, I was
Like,
gonna say.
this
there's
is-
a
and
ton of
actually
downloads
full
of
games.
PDFs.
I got like a full horror game for free last year. I forget the name of it, but I got it.
Yeah,
And it was
like,
free.
look,
So
like,
who
there's
cares?
like I got a Pathfinder one shot, I got a Starfinder one shot, I got Root the role playing game from Magpie, I got the Dune adventure. All free stuff. Just if you want to try out new games, if you want to get some really cool, if you want to get some really cool material, Free RPG Day. Go support your local game stores and get some cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Get
So,
it
well, that's
twin.
happening next Saturday.
Saturday.
Self sound effects.
Yeah, that's
Self
right.
sound effects.
So let's, I think before we recap, because we might have some people join the stream, because last time we played, we had questions about, we have some unique characters. And I also want to shout out Troy, who's not here. He's out
Yes.
doing some adulting stuff because he bought a house. So congratulations, Troy.
Congratulations, Troy.
Yes, and he also
Like
gave me,
9:00 this morning, he sent me a text message with a photo saying he'd been in his house for less than 2 hours and he's already destroying it. He like gouged a hole in the drywall with something moving in.
he
that was just
also,
like
he
you.
also,
I know. I was like, that's me dropping the pole through
Yeah.
my mom's closet wall.
With Bob,
Spackle,
baby.
I mean, I
Spackle
think-
becomes your favorite.
Yeah,
thing.
I was just gonna say. I think that's just what happens, right? I
It
like
is what
broke the
happens.
railing when I moved
Yeah.
in here.
Immediately.
Oh,
That's how you know
it's-
it's yours. You're like,
Yeah.
once you own a house, it's just a slow process of it being destroyed.
Oh,
Yes.
That's
God.
basically what it is.
How long can you keep it up?
Right.
What I
Troy,
get to look
also, I want
forward
to
to.
shout out to him because he called me this morning. He has been in town for less than 2 hours and already saved someone's life in town. So go, Troy.
Yep. He
Yeah.
went to
Yeah.
the fire station to
Yeah.
introduce himself to the paramedics there, saying, he's interested in volunteering and working with them there. And then less than 2 hours later, there was an accident outside and a woman, she was hit by a car. And he was out there, like, doing the triage EMT thing. And then the fire department showed up and they're like, are you Troy? And he's like, yep, saw you an hour ago.
He's like a superhero.
The woman
Yeah.
should be all right if she
Yeah.
regained
Yeah,
consciousness and was taken to a hospital.
Only
Just like-
Troy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that doesn't happen to
crazy.
me. But like I said, that's good because I would just be like, oh man, fuck, just step over, go inside, get
Well,
my
Trey, you
stuff.
should have told him this one's on the house. Next one's me.
That's right. Gives him the card. First one's free.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So let's describe our characters. I'll describe Troy's once everyone else goes. But let's kind of do that, go around because we have some unique characters in this game who I'm going to miss very, very much once it's all said and done. But let's describe this gang of weirdos that we have, and then we'll recap a little bit too.
Yeah, this cast is awesome.
Stellar, absolutely.
Are we
Who goes
starting?
first? Yeah. Who's starting?
Sure, I'll go first.
Whoever wants to.
Yeah,
you.
so I am playing Darcian. They are a I should do this right according to all like the Monty Cook, a blank, like a blank blank who blanks. I am an eremitic wave heart of the Order of the Vance, which basically just means that I'm kind of a hermit. I am an emotional person and I am a Vance. Vances are basically the traditional wizards of the actuality. They are nerds. They learn how magic works. They believe magic is a living thing. So that's why I made Darcian an empath, because the act of casting a spell is creating a living, breathing piece of magic in the world. So they do so very seriously. The cool thing about Darcian is that they bear an orb. They have an orb, a 4-inch orb that they have just put into their head, like where the top half of their head is just a 4-inch diameter orb that we described kind of like a hazy marble with a big chunk kind of missing out of it, that just slowly rotates within their head. And you can see it because their body is, you see like the external edges of their form like their skin, but instead of having skin, they are translucent, and within them always appears to look like water of some sort, and that is reflected by their moods. So angry might be white caps or boiling, calm or contemplative might be misty over a pond, etc. They are a nerd, a completely unaware nerd. Was that all right?
It's perfect. Who wants to go next?
I can go next. I
Sure.
also kind of have a amorphous I guess not amorphous. I'm like a shadowy silhouette of stars and galaxies. That is my character Henri's form. She is a, what do I have written here? Explorer, Seeker Henri, a mendicant empath of the Order of Weavers who breathes runes. So she's basically just a traveling weaver. And she's in search of this dream entity that she used to keep dreaming about and is starting to fade. And weavers, they just kind of take elements of magic and kind of weave them together to create their own spells. So I weave space, wind, and sleep. And that is my character. I feel like I'm skipping things.
You
Was there
like
anything else?
pistachios? We know that.
I like pistachios. Oh yes. I pretty much don't have a home because I'm always kind of traveling the galaxies trying to find this dream entity person. But when I do sleep or when I need to crash, I crash at Rainey's character's place. And he is the one who, or they are the ones who are feeding me and taking care of me.
Did you mention
Darcian and the hand.
Yes, who
Yeah,
would I
the
be
hand.
without Darcian in the hand?
Did you
Didn't
mention
the hand get
that
nominated
you're
for a
looking for
Jamie?
a key?
Oh,
I
yes.
put the hand. I put the
That's-
hand as best NPC in the DMEs. Yeah, for sure.
That's true. Well, so my life search right now is to find this dream entity that I used to keep dreaming about. And one way I believe that I'll be able to find them or discover them is by finding a key. And keys in this world are these like rare
Wicked key.
Wicked
wicked
keys. Yeah,
key.
there are special keys called wicked keys that
Yes.
will unlock or solve a problem.
Yes, and that is
Yeah.
what I am in search for,
Yeah.
along with Troy's character, Istanbull, who's
Istanbul. Yep.
also looking for a key, a
Mhm.
wicked key.
Wicked key.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Oh my God. All right. Our New England is showing.
It's a wicked key.
Hello, I'm playing Frey. Frey is an iconoclastic apostate ardent. Those are out of order. Those are my things.
Apostates don't go in
words.
order. They don't give a fuck about that.
Oh,
That's
that's
right,
true.
there you go.
It's befitting.
Fuck your
Yep.
sentence,
Befitting.
Mr. Cook.
Yeah. You're Virtulicata, right? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Virtulicata.
So I was ran with a tough crowd in my youth previously. Fell in with the Hollow Men with my mother for a little while there because people like me and my mom are kind of on the outskirts of society with our dietary predilections, shall we say. But that ended up not working out great. So now I am on a revenge quest against the Hollow Men, whom I know too well. I also went to university for a little while with Bridget, gave being a goetic a shot. That didn't last very long because of my dietary predilections. So I got the boot there, but that's fine. I'm doing better on my own anyway.
So, quick question, because I know we established two things so far in our stream. One is that you ate the demons you were summoning, and one of the one of the things that we've established in playing the game is that all demons and angels are basically musicians. So which
gosh.
musicians did you kill and eat?
Oh
Oh
no.
man. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
I'll come back. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
I need time to mull that over.
If John Lennon is one, I will give you
Yeah.
something. I will give you some mechanical advantage later on in the game if you've killed and
Wow.
ate John Lennon.
Sheesh.
Fuck John Lennon. Go
Christian
on.
is
Wow.
God. I was about to make a TikTok reference and then none of you
Yeah.
would get it, and I'm
Nope.
gonna be
Yeah,
12. and sad.
killing and eating extra sunnal beings.
Extra subtle.
Very subtle.
Solar? Extra solar?
I make up
Extra-
words. I can do whatever I want.
That's right.
with costume.
For real.
But
for
yeah,
real.
so kind of a bit of a punk rebel outcast type thing. Pale woman, dark hair, wears a leather jacket, has a heart-shaped cutout in her back that shows her skeletal structure and the dark looming void beneath. That was kind of part of my time with the Hollow Men. That's a bit of a reminder now. But I know that they had something to do with the death, disappearance, removal of my mother, though I don't really remember much about her or how or why they did it anymore, which is kind of what happens when somebody gets erased. I've established that I don't need to know that I hate them. And I'm well on my way to getting my revenge, confident that they deserve it. And I don't remember quite what they did to me and my mom.
Nice. Sarah.
All right, I am playing Bridget, who is a stoic of the Order of Goetica who hosts a legion. The Goetics are your summoners. They tend to either fall under the right hand, which focuses on the celestials, and the left hand, which focuses on the demonic and hellish. Bridget is a left hand Goetic, and has a patron that has assisted her in her power, Arotha, the Duke of Demons. So she's like kind of a hell spawn, but she just works with all the hell people.
She's in the club.
She's in the club. She's usually very calm and collected. But when she's like with people, it's like a little bit of a panic fest a lot of the time. Her kind of main magical ability is that there are 3 other demons that coexist within her body. It is a peaceful thing, and they just help one another out. She looks physically like she was from puritanical New England from like the late 1600s. Long red hair, basically your standard Puritan dress, except she doesn't wear the bonnet. And she does not wear shoes because the tips of her fingers and toes are always burnt and crispy and dripping ash. And she lives in a hill with a rat named Samuel.
Yeah, I forgot about
He's
that.
also a huge nerd.
He's a Puritan.
Samuel
is a Puritan.
Crush on Darcian. This is important information for
That's
the
true.
viewers.
It is a literal game mechanic important reason that Bridget has a huge crush on Darcian.
Bridget is my nerd, and Darcian is Henri's nerd. And we are on a mission to get our 2 hopeless nerds together now.
Shipping the nerds.
It's working pretty well.
I was
Shipping the
hoping I was
nerds.
going to get some hints about the eye colors there, but
We're the cool kids to these nerds.
Every nerd needs an emotional support cool
And you're
kid.
being excellent wing people, I have to say.
We
Like
actually,
gold star wing people. Both
this
of you.
is the most successful wing people in DM's After Dark history.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
absolutely.
Straight up.
Wow. I didn't even do anything.
Done enough.
Guys, the hand just made an appearance on Sarah's camera.
Welcome home, honey.
So, real talk. Should the
Says
hand?
hi.
So when we do the DMEs, if the hand wins that award, I will give the speech
Wait.
as the hand.
What did they get? What did they get nominated for? I missed that
Best
part.
The
NPC.
hand is nominated for best NPC.
We should really tell people more about the DMEs, or we
Go
could
for
just
it,
drop it
Rainey.
on them like a
Go
total
for it, Rainey.
secret.
No, go for it, Rainey. We're starting. We're not.
Unrelated to Invisible Sun, but DMs After Dark as us 6 nerds. Just for fun, because we've played a bunch of games, and we've played a lot of characters on those games, and we've made NPCs, and we've done a lot of different things within those games. We decided it would be really funny if we hosted a game show to pat ourselves on the back, but also just be funny and in retrospect make fun of ourselves and high five ourselves, called the DMEs. And I made a little spreadsheet with a bunch of categories that we're slowly populating with what we think
God,
are
I'm reading
good.
some of these, and I didn't realize some of these were on there.
Yeah, there's some really good moments that are just captured, like things that we laughed at and we thought were funny. So we figured, why not put them up for a fake
It's been
award?
a while since I've looked at it. I gotta go in.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, good,
So-
Sarah. You're looking at it now. Do we have best like role play or like best RP moment or best role play
Yeah.
moment?
Yeah,
Yep, we do.
We have, like,
There's
best
also
scene,
peak chaos
best series,
and
peak
best
chaos.
Yeah,
wholesome.
so there's like
like-
best character from a series, best scene from a series,
Mm.
funniest scene from a series, peak chaos in a series, best NPC, best villain,
Yeah.
best
Best
advice
one-liner.
on a modified roles episode.
best
is
advice on
really
an MR.
good.
Yeah. Best outtake from an MR episode is also on there, I believe, which is pretty much entirely Sarah.
Sarah.
Clip, which is good. Yeah.
No. 2 of them are me. 2 out of
Yeah.
4 of them are me.
Yeah.
And I'm very angry about one of them.
Are you? Oh no. Because it's gonna win. Was what you're
I
saying.
don't want to acknowledge that one right now, you guys.
Gotta see the DMEs here.
Anyway, so yeah, Look
And
forward to that
folks, It'll
sometime.
be a show. It'll be a show.
Yeah.
Sometime in the award season. I don't even know when that is, but we're gonna put that together for you guys.
It's going to be fun. So Sarah went. So Troy. So Troy can't be with us. Troy is playing a character by the name of Istanbull. Istanbull, in his background, was a child hiding in what's called Shadow. Shadow is our world. It is a
Yeah, we
world
shouldn't
where
talk about Shadow at this point.
we don't believe magic is real. All these things, and so it's under an illusion, right? And a lot of the Vizsla fled to Shadow during the war. Troy's character Istanbull was actually living in a city during a war, World War II, and there was shelling of the city, and the building he was in blew up. He got separated from his mother. When he awoke, he had a bull's head, and he's very tall and very strong, but he can't hear, and he still has some injuries from that shelling of the building, including a leg that doesn't work so great, but he's got some magical adamantium stuff that he can stiffen his leg when he wants.
Jelly leg.
It's like
Yeah.
Cialis for
Yeah.
his leg. Yeah, it just kind of stiffens when he needs it to. But Istanbull more experiences the vibes of things because he can't hear, and he is also a weaver like Jess, and he weaves a couple of different things that I can't remember right now, but he did text them to
Like
me.
tower challenge.
Honestly,
Winter.
like I'm fucking winging it
Winter, I
tonight
think, is
because
the
it's
other
the
one.
finale, and I'm not worried about these rules anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
if it sounds good, we're doing it. But that's Troy. He's on a mission. He feels vibes.
He
So-
feels
And
vibes.
the,
yeah.
the most important part that will always make me happy is he is in Istanbul and he works at Constantinople.
Yes, that is. Yeah.
It's
Very
the most
important part.
important part.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Holy shit. Yes, he works for a spider named Aunt May, and she's
Who is
actually
just-
a spider.
One of the most wholesome NPCs we've had.
Huh?
Aunt May.
That we believe of. We don't know.
You don't trust
I'm
Aunt
still
May?
skeptical.
Oh,
Aw.
no.
I mean, she
I don't
seems
know if
cool
y'all
so
can hear
far.
me.
I don't know. Oh no, we can hear you, Amber.
My computer's crashing.
Oh no, we may
Don't
lose
ruin
the other
everything.
bliss.
If you crash
No.
out, just reboot and I'll pop you back in. No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gone.
Oh
There
no.
she goes.
Doc
Nice.
Void, peak chaos. A whole bunch of people getting erased by the Holoman in a lecture hall. Hello, Doc Void. Thanks for
Chaotic.
joining us.
Yeah.
Hi,
So-
honey.
all right. So
So I'll recap while we wait for Amber.
Okay.
I don't know if she's frozen or just gone. Oh no, yeah, she's moving.
No,
Oh,
she's
she was just
moving.
frozen. Wow.
I'm back.
Yay.
All right.
The
Fun
DMs,
show.
the DMs killed me.
Good yeah, we
I
should.
tried
They're
so
just
much for your
that's how
attention.
magical they are.
It's very
Yeah.
good.
I've made a pretty large spreadsheet, so it's fair
Oh,
that probably
Here's
took up a
something
lot of.
broke my broke ass computer.
Sorry.
All right. So to recap, thanks Doc Void for that reminder. Initially, in our first session, everybody was invited to a speech by the not so esteemed Vancian lecturer by the name of Johannes Darcian, who spoke very much about being in time. And so at that, he brought along his daughter Elpada, and there was an attack by these people, the Hollow Men, who erased a bunch of people from existence. But our crew of weirdos here managed to get the girl out safely, which is all that Johannes cared about. So they hightailed it back to Darcian's crawl space, which isn't really a crawl space, but it's really just a part of a building that's about to be torn down that there was a magical accident in, and all the windows lead to other dimensions, including the one with the hand that gives and taketh. And so they hid out there. The hand giveth and the hand
The
taketh.
hand taketh.
They spent some time kind of trying to figure out what was going on, found that Johannes's place had been tossed, wound up meeting some contacts at a bar called Zeros, which is actually a demon. Got a lead to go to another place called Annabelle Lee, which is a really bad goth poetry bar where a bunch of Hollow Men wannabes kind of hang out.
Oh man, that's so good.
They got in there. They got in the back with the password that Frey remembered. They acquired Fenric, who has a bad space comb over and can't pull off an Edgar Allan Poe mustache. And he's kind of a Hollow Man hanger-on too, because he's not a full Vizsla. He's just a guy who has a little bit of magical power. And then found out that the Hollow Men were actually trying to set a trap for them there, led by someone they use as a mercenary from time to time, a fallen angel by the name of Drusilla. Drusilla for whatever reason, is a fallen angel. She lost her wings. She's pretty pissed off about it. She hangs out with the Hollow Men. So they set a trap for her, and at the culmination of last episode, they managed to capture a Hollow Man and Drusilla in a circle that Bridget set up. Did I miss anything?
No, that was pretty good. Frey had a little confrontation with some previous Hollow Men, but yeah, that's what led us here. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The only other thing I wanted to add too is that they found a box. They learned a little bit more about Elpada, and they found a box which is actually Pandora's box, which is where Elpada was.
Let me just say, the box from Blades in the Dark is not
No,
Pandora's.
this was not a warm, wet, throbbing box. This is a large, dry stone
Wet,
box.
excuse me, wet pulsing box.
This is the dry Shapiro box. So,
Oh no!
Did we put comb over in the box, or did we just leave him on the floor?
no, you just got him tied up. Yeah.
Okay.
We were debating it.
I was trying to get him to put himself in the box. I was like, get in the box.
That's right, but we closed the box.
Right. Istanbul gave the box
Istanbul wouldn't let me
purpose.
violate the box
Yes.
in any way.
Yeah, the box is already holding something at the moment.
No, it's not. No, there's nothing in the box.
The box is just too. It was too great. It was too great and too important for such a petty use.
Yeah.
Can I please narrate Darcian's entrance and like do a little room?
Yeah. So if you still have like a badass
spell going.
Spell
going
that
on.
you're holding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
great.
at the end of last episode, Darcian, Henri, and Istanbul wiped out the Hollow Men pretty much, while Frey and Bridget trapped and taunted Drusilla. So
Yes.
we'll start with you then. Go ahead. We'll start right off with you, Darcian.
Okay, yeah. So Henri was with us, I believe.
Yes.
Correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm holding on to a Hollow Man.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So I think the three of us are probably just going to enter the room around Drusilla. Is that correct? Because we need one of the Hollow Men alive. My plan is
You
Darcian.
have one of the Hollow Men
I've been trapped
wrapped
one,
up
yeah.
as like in a spider web of winds.
Oh, on the
Of
ceiling.
wind.
stuck to the ceiling. Yep. The
Yeah,
other
that's right.
Spider web of regrets and
Yeah.
poor life choices.
the other ones just got poofed out of existence, and Drusilla is trapped in the circle. So Drusilla
so
again is like 6'5", muscular as hell. She's clad in black leather. She goes with the Frey fashion style of looking like you're gonna kick someone's ass. She's got a big ass, wicked looking sword, scars on her back where her wings were torn off, and also a nasty scar that runs like all the way down here and down underneath her armor. So conceivably runs past her chest. Shaved head. And she's like actually swinging her sword, and it's just clanging against the invisible magical barrier that she's stuck in, and cursing
That's
in a language you do not understand, which possibly could be Celestial. You don't know.
Henri, are you entering the room with the circle then? Because I'll speak for Istanbul since he's not here, but I don't want to say what your character does.
I might just like walk with you, but keep my back towards. I'm gonna watch
In the doorway?
guy that I'm gonna watch the guy, but I'm gonna walk with you. Yeah.
Okay. So I just imagine, like, in my mind, I like to frame things cinematically like a TV show, right? I love the idea of like kind of a slow, like, I think it's actually a pan with a camera where you go side to side. So it like pans around. We see Drusilla smashing her big sword into the invisible barrier of the circle, and it just kind of the camera's going to do a circle around the circle, right, where we see her effortlessly. What's that?
I'm grinning at her.
Yeah, exactly. So we see
Bridget's
Frey, and she's just,
Bridget's runes are just glowing on the floor around her.
yeah, we see like a cruelly maybe smiling Frey, like enjoying this a lot. We see Bridget.
Bridget is heavily focused on the runes themselves, making
Yep.
sure that she isn't able to get through, and basically
Focused.
going back, like just like going back and forth between like her like sketchbook, her book where she has all of them, and the floor to make sure nothing has changed.
That's
So
my
like,
nerd.
I just imagine like, right, like imagine that scene though, where like every time you pass a piece of like in the foreground, you just pass through Drusilla who's just fighting. So you see Frey with the smile, then the body kind of goes across, and then you see Bridget frantically checking her runes in her book, and then you see the body, and then the door, and Istanbul just walks in looking like huge and being this imposing thing. And I just wanted to narrate Darcian, because a very important part of Darcian is that they can change their outfit on a whim, and they do so.
Very
So this is a very important walking into a room. So Darcian, they move through the threshold of the room into the room with the circle, and their posture immediately gets a little better, and they seem to grow or maybe rise an inch or two, or maybe 2.5, 3 inches, as their outfit changes from the very slim fitting black suit that they were wearing to the goth bar, with the frilly shirt and like the black ascot, and that the black of the suit kind of just like fades away, like water washes it down, and the white of the shirt kind of transforms into an over one shoulder white pearly gown that like stays to their form and goes out. So over one shoulder, the ascot creates one black accent down down the one shoulder covering, and then it goes down to about half calf, but there's a slit that goes up one leg. Pretty good, pretty mid thigh maybe. And they stand up a little straighter. Their heels become these black heels with a scarlet red heel that comes down to a very fine point. And they're standing there, and they kind of just like run their hands over the top of their head where their orb is, and their hair, or what would pass for hair like water, just flows down their back and becomes longer, and it cascades like a waterfall to about half back before just kind of dissipating in a mist. And they walk, yeah, and they stand there with a just posture of authority, that they are ready to basically negotiate.
And a crackling flame hand, I believe.
Yes. Oh, that's right. And the spell that I cast that I still have 2 uses of is Ka Remul's Kaleidoscopic Touch. My hands are prismatic colors just swirling around my hands. Anything I touch will be like launched and like take damage. And they're just crackling with this energy. So yeah.
Nice. Istanbull behind you. Istanbull behind
Darcian's
you.
feeling badass.
Just leans against the wall and like crosses his arms massively and bullishly, and he's going to use his ability to like kind of see out through the wall to make sure nothing comes through that door again against you guys. And he just looks at you, Henri, and he says, "I'll keep watch." And he's also going to watch over the guy you got bound up and Fenric.
Okay. Henri will nod to him.
And then
a little shocked by Darcian. Has Darcian ever done this before? Like,
yeah, probably not ever so confidently. Darcian's typically a fidgety nerd, and just face buried in books. But this time they know how important this is.
On that note, that it's important, Rainey, why don't you turn us a card?
Oh, let's soothe it up. Yes. Oh my goodness. The last
I
card.
can't see them anymore.
All that happens is it cycles back to the top, by the way. We just clear off the thing.
Okay. This looks interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you can't see him? I can, do you want me to make it so you can see it?
No, it's okay. No.
It is, I'll read it. It is the Alchemist. They are an adept, which is another one of those characters, right? Like it is a sidekick kind of thing.
Adept. Play another card on the next sun, so you bop right over. So
there is no more suns.
So clear it off, and then we'll redo it.
Clear the whole thing.
I think
go right back to the top and start again.
So should I shuffle all the cards back?
Yeah, I guess you should, man. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I want to see something. I accidentally put this on the map. So here we go. All right, so I'm going to clear these cards. I'm going to shuffle. Oh boy, shuffle the deck. And now I'm drawing one new card. So is the Alchemist still in play?
No, it just that's the end of it. It goes to the next.
Okay.
It just says lay another card.
Thanks, bro.
So, this is interesting. It is an apprentice card.
The Weeping Priest.
It is the Weeping Priest.
And the family is what is that? Secrets. So
yes.
Secrets, Ravens, Books, Flames. If you're a gallant, you have -1 to all actions if heart is linked to family.
Is anyone a gallant?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay. Doesn't matter then. All right.
We're safe.
Well,
We
Weeping
all
Priest
see-
makes sense here. I mean, like Fenric is beat up. we have
that's perfect. Fenric is
Yeah.
indeed weeping and a priest. So there we
yes,
Oh.
this fallen angel who we have stuck. So hell yeah, bound, bitch.
go. Bound. You see, and on that note, you hear Fenric softly weeping in the other room. To himself, like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
I terrorized that man and I regret nothing.
And meanwhile, Drusilla is looking, she's ignoring everything else. And although she did stop to look at Darcian when he made his grand entrance and kind of was like, eh. But then she looks back at you and she's just like, let me out, you bitch.
I'm gonna step up real close to the barrier, like as close as I can get, like sword held low at my side. And I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna say, hello, Drew. Were you looking for me?
She spits at the barrier, but like nothing like hits you.
So here's the deal. We're gonna need a guide to the deeps of sleep. You know where. Or he does. Whichever one of you talks first, will get the dibs on the best deal.
Who do you point to? The guy who's Spider-Man up?
I just glanced
Okay.
toward the Spider-Man guy, yeah.
Okay.
I thought you just called him Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
He's
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man up. He's all webbed up.
This Spider-Man of the
He's just like, did you cover his mouth too?
Yeah, of course. I
He's
did.
just like, he just is
I
like,
don't want to hear from him.
and she looks at him and she looks back at you and she's like, no, I can't go there. Which you would know, because Drusilla is lacking something very important that would prevent her from ever becoming a full member of the Halloween, which is a soul. Humans have souls that they can trade in or let go of to erase their existence and become part of the Halloween. Angels and demons lack souls. Angels are part of the actuality. Believe it or not, so are demons. They lack soul, but demons lack souls. So do angels. So she can't ever become a full member, which is something
So-
that pisses her off a lot.
So what you're saying is, despite all of our angels and demons being musicians, none of them will be soul musicians.
No.
Wow.
No, all
Wow.
soul musicians are just like cool Vizsla. Like
Yeah, yeah.
they're just magic.
That's so funny.
Right. So that means you're only good for information about who hired you. Tell me about your boss.
You know about much as excuse me. You know about as much of him as I do.
Did he meet you in person?
Yes. It's not you they want, it's the girl. They don't care about you. You mean nothing.
Oh, that works in my favor right now.
All you are is wasted talent.
I'm not the one in a jar.
Forget, do we know why the girl is important?
Whatever
Did we
your
figure
retainer
it out
fee
yet?
was, I'm sure you weren't worth it.
Do you know? Yeah. To recap, Jess, quickly.
We should answer Jess's question.
Yeah, let's because some people might not know on the chain. Elpada is a concept,
Yeah.
a living concept.
a living
of
concept
something.
of something that exists. And so the Hollow Men want to erase all of existence. Part of their strategy in doing so is erasing these beings that are like the embodiments of things. Because once that's gone, it's gone. You forget about it.
Gotcha.
You had some
Yeah.
theories last time of who it was. I know Rainey had one. You can share. Yep.
Yeah, the running theory for Darcian is that she is literally the representation of hope. So by erasing hope from the actuality, everyone will just give up, and then they can erase whoever the hell they want.
So be complacent.
Yeah.
And it's something that we have established that everyone in all of the Suns needs, because we have confirmed through Bridget and Frey figuring some shit out that both Celestials and demons want her around, even though
Correct.
she is a little tough on the demons, but they still want her.
Which is a good point to bring in here. Like,
Yeah.
your former bosses aren't going to be very pleased at the side you've turned to, Drew. Helping them go after the girl? That's low.
Farmer for a reason. You think I ripped my own fucking wings off?
No aspirations to earn your grace.
I just wish
And
I
for
could give
one
it all up
who's-
like you could.
And for
You're
one
just
who's
too much
had-
of a coward to do it. Nothing like your mother.
Oh,
It's a shame that you don't have any wings because I heard that they're great with buffalo sauce.
Oh man, I have a
Oh.
line right now that I'm not going to say back.
Darcian will say, "You insult Frey as wasted potential, but you're the one who had your wings ripped off. Clearly, you never lived up to whatever yours might have been. Do something right now to perhaps prove you still have some worth to someone." And
She swings
Darcian
her sword where
glances-
you are, just it slashes against the thing, and obviously doesn't go
Darcian-
through.
Darcian glances at the box and just kind of shrugs.
We don't actually need her for anything. Bring the spider guy down. I'll just turn my back on Drusilla. She's not worth another moment of my time.
She just like screams and like stabs the sword into the ground and just like sits because she can't get out.
As Frey turns towards the spider guy, once she's made her way partially down there, Bridget's gonna step forward and just look up and lock eyes with Drusilla and just say, "You have failed again, and you will continue to do so. But remember that my powers keep you here alive. You insult my best friend again, and my powers are going to keep you here dead. Do you understand?"
Oh, fuck. Yeah, she just nods because you really got her. So, yeah.
And her eyes are flaring yellow. No, one yellow, one orange.
Okay.
Love me too.
They're pissed.
And then she's just gonna step back and let Frey kick some ass. Just, all right, now back to what's going on.
She just looks at you and she's just like, fine. And she just looks down.
Oh, okay. I guess Henry brings down the
Spider-Man.
trapped Hollow Man. Yes.
All right, what you just summon him with this spell and he just kind of like floats down, still wrapped
Lowers
up,
down. Yeah.
still cocooned up, but just you bring him down to, ground level with everyone else. And he's just like,
Pull off a little section of web. Yeah.
all right.
It's wind. It's wind.
Oh, it's wind. Okay.
Yeah,
I was
he's
in the
bound up with
impression it was
wind.
literal web.
Nope. He's bound up with wind.
Metaphorical spider web.
Yeah.
Gotcha. In that case, I'm gonna need you to do that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He's
All
like,
right.
"You're the
There's
one
two
who-
ways it
You're,
goes.
you're the one who left.
And yet here I am,
Oh boy.
They
which
speak
is
of
more
you.
than your other friends can say for themselves.
They've just rejoined the void. Nothing to fear. If you think you're going to break me, you're mistaken.
You don't sound too sure about that.
Yeah, that was a Darcian kind of a.
that was weak. And so, all right, my dude, I'm gonna crouch down a little bit like Papa Squat and be like, I'm gonna level with you here. The fact that you seem to have some hesitation in that means that you might actually be one of the brighter in your group. That's a compliment.
Okay.
So we're at a crossroads now where your existence or unexistence is going to hinge entirely upon your next choice. You can go and join that void, and I will lose no sleep over it. I'm still going to get what I want. Or you can turncoat. Come back to the land of the living. I think you may have been looking for an opportunity out for a little while now. Just never quite seen it presented, but here it is. What's your chance?
Good job. I'm going to say we're going to roll some dice just for the hell of it, for fun.
Hell yeah.
So this isn't going to be very hard, though. I think it's probably like he's scared shitless, and he's probably is looking for a way out. So Normally that'd be a 5, but it'll be a 3.
Oh yeah, he wants it.
Yeah.
All right, let me see what I got here for skills. This seems like it's going to be social somewhere. Interaction, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Interaction. I will add a.
Chat has given us the points for hydration. So if you have a drink,
Boom.
or
I
not
do.
hydrate.
Thank you very much.
Mountain
My
Dew.
cup is empty. I will be back, but keep going.
Go hydrate, Jess.
I almost ASMR'd that just for fun.
I'm gonna throw some sortilege into it. Just using the magic of my will to impose it upon him.
Okay.
5s. 2 5s.
Nice. All right. He's just like, he looks at Drusilla, who's his back's kind of to him, and he's skulking. And he looks at Fenric, Fenric was in the other room.
Yeah, he can probably just hear him crying.
He looks and he hears Fenric crying in the other room, and he looks back at you, and he's like, they're gonna know it was me. I'll never be safe.
They're not going to be concerned with you when I'm barreling down at them.
Okay. I know you were one of us. Have you ever been to the castle?
Have I been to the castle?
No.
What castle?
Okay, maybe it was after your time, but the Bornless One has a castle. It's where most of the, well, you could call it our headquarters, I guess, but we don't like terms. We don't like to label things, you know how it is. But
Super cool hideout.
It's just hard to call everything that place.
right, it's confusing, very confusing. But it's in the deeps of sleep. That's how we can get you in your dreams. You're closest to oblivion when you're asleep, so that's why it's hidden there.
Gonna need you to show us the way.
We'll have to dream to get there.
You got any
I can take
We're
care of
at a
that.
bar. This should not be hard.
I was gonna say I was just gonna look at Istanbul and just like punch him. Like
No. I can take care of that.
He could too. I think between the
we're all
words we
gonna
both
need
have.
to go out, I think.
Yeah.
That's right.
Question is this the place you want to do it? That's up to you.
Definitely not with Drusilla there, because if
Yeah.
we're asleep and people come in and scuff the runes,
Yeah.
we'll be in trouble.
I don't know how much I want to move this person though either. Like moving with this person and then leaving this place as is unguarded. Like if that's
I
okay
mean,
with the rest of you.
Be more of their. This is like where they hang out. They're gonna be coming in and out.
Okay. But this fallen angel is just gonna be back as soon as one of them can kick the
Free her.
circle. You know what I mean? Yeah. Darcian kind of like nods uncomfortably but goes, oh, well, if that's the only. Okay.
I mean, I'll do it.
Can't we send her maybe somewhere else? Maybe do we need to kill her?
Don't know if the Galactic has any. I dropped out my first year. I don't know.
I would say that since she's in a circle, there would be the option to dismiss her.
Would that send her back to the Celestial?
Yes, I think it would, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
so Bridget then just kind of
She'd go back to the silver or the gold, one of those two.
I can take care of this
That's funny.
without a problem. She might not be happy about it, but she won't be dead.
And if she ever shows her face here again, she will be. Smile.
So Bridget will flip open her book and kind of like position herself in front of her runes and kind of
Drusilla's just like, what are you doing?
She doesn't explain a damn thing to her, and
What are you
just, like,
doing?
I imagine she just like has like
Grateful.
something she crumbles around, just walks around the circle.
Is Darcian watching?
And
Is
she just
Darcian watching?
keeps screaming,
Oh,
what are you
yes.
doing? What are you doing?
And
Should
then
be thankful my way of dealing with you is much less merciful.
she holds like the last thing in her hand before she has to before she sends, and she just looks up at her and just goes, "Go home, Drusilla."
She's
And
like,
it just
"Fuck, you
drops.
fucking no!" And she just like a silver swirl of motes of light just like come all around of her, and it just swirls kind of up in the air, and then she's gone. And I'll actually show you where she hangs out. She lands. So you see, there's a beautiful, beautiful field, and there's a river flowing through it, and this gorgeous sun just casting light down on it. It's almost a silver tint to it. And in the background, there's a tower that's just a gorgeous silver tower standing there. And this could not be more of an idyllic scene. And some like little angel children are like playing down by the river, and like an angel mom is like watching them. And all of a sudden, Drasilla's just like splash. It's like face down in the mud on the side of this river, and she just looks up and like spits some of the water out. And the angel woman's like, "Oh!" That's where she went up.
I would have
awesome.
eaten her, man.
I know.
I thought you were going to eat her, actually. I thought we were going to have some cannibalism, but...
Yeah.
And I even had a joke, because I was like, is that angel food cake then? But
Yeah.
You should have.
Had I been in the right hand going at college, I still would have been kicked out for the same offense. Just different meat.
Yeah, you were eating the
I was
devil
just gonna
food
say-
cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you eaten an angel before? Not yet, right? Just demons?
Not yet. Well, not just demons.
Oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, since Rainey mentioned this in chat, we're going to cut back to Darcian's crawl space, where...
Excuse me. Why does it get smaller every time I talk about it? It's an abandoned
That's just what we decided. It's an abandoned
of a
section.
campus.
It's got
Listen,
like
I
three
got room.
rooms.
I got
So,
room.
sitting
At the
around
end
the
of the
couch...
session would be Darcian's dryer vent.
there's a table in front of the couch. Sitting on the couch is Elpada and Ulrich, who's still like, he's like drumming
God,
still
I
on the
forgot
table.
about this. I
And
forgot about
and the hand
Ulrich.
is just like rolls some dice. And it's like and counts around Candyland and like takes his turn.
There's no dice in Candyland.
Oh fuck, I don't remember. Oh yeah, you take cards, right? I forgot.
Yeah.
That's
You took
cards.
the hand
No,
takes a
that's
card.
even better.
Yeah, actually no,
hand
yeah,
rolls
the
dice
hand
for
is rolling
Candyland.
dice for Candyland.
Yeah.
'Cause fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And-
yeah.
Just 20s vibe. Dehanna's like critical hit. Just
And Ulrich is like, I don't think you use dice in this game. And the hand's just like, flips him off. So that's what's going on there. Meanwhile, you guys are back. You guys are back. What are you going to do?
Yeah, where are we taking this?
You still have Fenric to deal with. You have this guy whose name you don't know. And you do have Pandora's box too, just to remind everyone.
Should we take the box?
we can put this guy in the box and then take them both.
Well, and like Darcian kind of like holds their hands up and goes like, I can't touch anything until I use these. So
Istanbull? Carry a box?
Okay.
We can take everything back
Sick.
to Constantinople.
He just picks up the big box.
I was
Kind
gonna
of
say we
puts it on
should
his-
go somewhere where we're safe, that someone can look over us if we're all sleeping.
I know a place.
We can
Unless
go
we're
to
taking our
place too.
body with us.
are you gonna go see Samuel?
I've got a hovel in the ground with someone that lives there. He's small, no one will notice him.
So, but will he be able to do something? Well,
Oh,
he could wake
he's
us up, right?
He can wake me up.
That's fair.
He can trust me. He is very small but very loud.
We do it.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'll
you're
just
gonna
grab Wind Dude by the arm.
which dude
We
is
should
that?
probably let him go now.
Are we
He'll-
taking him?
Web
Yeah,
guy?
are we taking him? No, the Poe
The comb over, Fenric.
Comb
I
over
was
guy.
I was gonna use one of my hands to just touch him and throw him across the room and knock him out.
Yeah.
If that's okay with everyone else.
I don't mean.
So as
Go
as we're
for it.
walking by, just kind of Darcy
He's just like-
very casually, just kind of like goes out and like just taps his head and he just
He just ragdoll. He ragdolls like a Bethesda game. He's just like,
yeah.
just falls on the ground.
And
Istanbull
then
just
now
picks up the box and puts it on his shoulder.
Darcian's down to the last hand, but they're just kind of walking with it, waiting in case anything happens upstairs as we're like on our way out.
And you walk out, and you hear, as you walk out, people are still sitting around, and it goes, "The angels, not half so happy in heaven, were envying her and me. Yes, that was the reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabelle Lee."
We're still going.
I
It's still
almost
going.
used the other hand to just stop that. That seems like,
No.
And you walk out of that disaster, and you're back out on the street of Saturnine, and of Fartown, actually. And you can get a cab, or you can walk. But it's not too far, probably, to your place.
yeah, I have no idea what the
Bridget will probably Bridget will just walk. She doesn't really cab, she just walks places, so she just knows how to walk to her hovel.
Keep my eyes peeled for stalkers.
All right, no problem. Just you keep an eye peeled. Give me a roll, just for the hell of it. Just let me know what you get.
I got a 9.
You don't see
Ooh,
anything.
nice.
Nice. Describe your place for everyone, Bridget.
Yeah.
So at first it just looks like she's taking you to the top of a hill. And as you get up there, you see in the middle of the ground, laying flat, is a wooden door. And in a large circle around the door, whereas all of the hill is grass, there is an area that is completely dry and it looks like it's been burnt. And she just opens the door on the ground, and there's stairs that look like they should lead in a direct, like they don't look right, but like as soon as you step on them, it feels like you're walking down a set of normal stairs. Inside, it is a bit cluttered, but not messy. The furniture doesn't really match. It's mostly lit by magical candles. There's a small kitchen, small sitting room, random books, and
you hear
various supplies
us
just
scurrying
everywhere.
when you do that, and hopping up on the table is a little rat with one of those pilgrim hats,
Oh no.
and it says, "Bridget, thou hast returned.
Yes,
Who, who are these ruffians thou bringest back to thy home?"
These are my friends, you know, Frey, and this
Ah,
is
Frey.
Henri and Istanbull and Darcian and our other new friend.
He bows to
Darcy
everyone,
gives-
but then
This
he sees the guy who's just like wrapped up, and he's like, art thou transgressing the law?"
No, of course not. I would never. You know me. Listen,
I do know you. That is why I asked.
Yeah. Wow. Listen, we are going to be working on something in my study. Should anything happen or anyone come grab me.
Is there danger?
I mean, I walk a path that is often filled with danger. You know this.
I shall endeavor to guard you. And he gets out a little rat musket,
Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you.
and he just like sits on one of your
Oh my
books.
goodness.
And for context, for folks who have not figured all of this out, in Bridget's shadow life, she was a Puritan woman that got burned at the stake for being a witch, and Samuel the Rat was her father in that life, and he
Rat
just
dad.
continues to be her dad, but
Rat
he's a rat dad.
Rat dad.
So she brings them
Happy
into-
Father's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's right. That's Sunday.
Rat daddy.
Happy Father's Day, rat dads.
Rat dads.
To all you rat dads out there.
Yeah. Darcian wants to bow back at Samuel. When Samuel bows to everyone, Darcian 100% bows back.
Are you
He's like,
still wearing
"Ah."
your fancy dress?
Very interested. I think actually on the way over, I would have gotten rid of my last charge of this because I don't think I'm going to be punching anything in Bridget's house. This is too dangerous to just kind of like have ambient, whatever.
If you leave it lying around though, and like something does happen and a scuffle goes down, one of us can grab your sleeping body's hand and slap a bitch with it.
Just throw Darcian.
I've dismissed it. I touched something on the way there, and it just like flew across a field. But
A goat.
I think
Yeah.
Darcian wouldn't do that to a goat.
All the
But,
goats run from Henry anyway, though. They
That's
can't
true.
get
But I think yeah, I would have changed my outfit again to just my typical long.
Oh my god, you should
long-tailed-
change to sleepwear now.
Oh,
that's
like a little
hysterical,
hat,
actually.
like a hat. Like,
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Darcian absolutely wears like
but
those,
when you bow, he
it just flops over my face.
no, he
Footy
really no,
pajamas.
he really likes that. He's like, oh, thou hast exquisite manners.
Of course, when one enters another's home, must show respect and abide by their customs.
Samuel looks at you, Bridget, and he goes, I like your new friends. And then
Nice,
he
nice.
gets he's like adjusting the flintlock.
I
of
look.
that
I mean,
musket.
I lock my gaze with Henry's across the room, and I'm like,
Darcian's just being respectful. Like honestly, like there are rules. He's advanced. There's rules. You follow the rules wherever you know.
Yeah. You keep following those rules.
Well,
Okay.
The best part is Samuel knows Bridget has a crush on someone he has not yet put together that it's this kid that just
Who it
walked
is?
into his house and found. Because she doesn't tell her dad anything. He's her dad.
this is
Yeah.
such like a repressed Catholic school kid, like parent that you know what I mean. Like
Listen,
anyway, sorry. This is
10
funny.
years of Catholic school.
Lived
I know, I was gonna say
Yep,
this is
exactly.
literally my middle school, high school experience, so I get it. I'm with you there.
So do I. All right.
that's why we are the way we are.
That's
Yes,
just
that
a
is
lot of
why,
baggage.
yeah.
A lot
Yep.
of baggage. All right.
So
But yeah, Bridget
Yeah.
brings everyone into her study, closes the door.
Oh, Darcian is perusing as nonchalantly as they can.
There are multiple bookshelves.
Oh,
None
yeah.
of them match, with smatterings of books across them. A lot of them are demonic translations. A lot of them are runes. A lot of them are on biology and physiology.
80s, you know, all the
They're from everywhere, wherever. But one whole shelf is sketchbooks and drawing utensils and folded up and crumpled up drawings.
Oh, interesting.
So, guide. Do you remember your name?
That is how
Names?
they. Is that one of the first things that they choose to forget?
Ooh.
They get
I
rid of
can't-
them.
I can't read my own writing, but I like this one. I think what it says. I think it says.
When they're
Uh,
fur enough.
He goes, yeah, I do, yes.
May I have it?
Enigma Summers.
Enigma Summers. How long has it been since you've said your name?
Longer than I care to admit.
Well, let's start correcting that, shall we?
Okay.
Henry,
Do you really think you could beat the Bornless One?
I know I can.
Istanbull had put the box down, and now he's just leaning against the door again, doing his watching thing through the door.
Yes, Frey?
Should we set up in here, or do you need more space?
No, we're just make yourself comfortable.
All right, grab some little throw cushions or whatever we got.
Yep.
Start putting up like a little slumber party in the fucking living room here.
Bridget
It's her
can
study.
grab pillows and blankets from her room and just like sneaks them over so her dad doesn't catch her bringing blankets into the room.
Are you having a sleepover?
No.
Are you
But
sure,
never.
Frey, he's going to lead us to the right place? Because we could also get stuck someplace that we don't want.
Take a moment, look into Enigma's eyes.
I have seen through deception. Darcian will actually take a moment to stop looking at books and to look over at this. Start studying Enigma.
Okay.
Ready to roll for
Interestingly,
anything?
when you first captured him, he was dressed all in black and had a very nondescript face, matter of fact, you would probably not remember his face if you saw him and looked away. But now that he seems to have like made a decision to be an individual again, you notice that he's starting to have some like idiosyncratic. He's starting to look like an individual again. Yeah.
There you go.
Got freckles. I
Idiosyncrasies.
know that he has freckles now.
Yeah, some freckles are yeah, there you go, perfect. Some freckles are popping up, and like the regular like kind of brown hair that all of them have is kind of starting to get some reddish streaks in it, and his eyes don't look as dark anymore. They're starting to get a little green. So
I think he wants to live.
Okay then.
Will we
All right.
have an hour so I can re-prepare spells, or are we going right into this?
No, I mean,
can
we
take
can
an
do
hour if you
whenever we
want.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just so that way I can fold my spells and make my little circle or my square. Okay.
can use that opportunity to refresh if you want.
Make some
Anyone-
sleepy time tea.
I don't know what this will take, but I assume it will take all of my sorcery.
Hey,
I think-
Bridget, I
I
don't
think-
suppose you have any people meat in the fridge, right?
You know,
and
human
I,
jerky.
in the fridge.
I mean, we likely have raw meat if that will substitute.
I'm feeling peckish. I'll give it a shot.
Okay, yeah, let me go grab. It's just go and toddle off. to
Should
the
have
kitchen.
taken out that
Wait,
goat.
time out. Frey's every meal is a living thing.
No, it doesn't have to be. In order to use my forte, though, I have to eat
Oh, okay.
being
Oh, okay.
dead
Gotcha.
for like less than
Wow.
relatively fresh.
Gotcha.
1, 2,
That's wild.
4.
Yeah, it says a person. It doesn't say human, a person. So personhood to me is defined by sentience. So
Istanbul is coming with us.
if I eat like a really smart spider,
want.
Istanbul can also wash our bodies.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
The texture of these chips is so good, but the flavor is so bland.
Yeah, from Calientes. Yeah. it needs
I
salt.
recognize those chips.
Love them.
Yeah, that's funny.
Love them. But for sure. Needs salt. All right, so I guess I am weaving dreams and other universes
Bring us to a place.
with the Holloman as our guide. Anchoring
Put him
around
in the
him.
middle and we'll all sleep like in a cardinal direction sort of thing. Like a little compass with this guy in the middle.
I can also weave nightmare and other universes.
Oh wow.
But
Well, that
dreams-
doesn't seem entirely helpful though.
dreams-
in the
Oh,
moment.
I can actually just
Like-
weave sleep.
That one might be more accurate considering where we're going.
Oh. Or I can just do sleep, I guess. It doesn't matter. I'm weaving one of these things.
Okay, so what are you gonna do, Jess?
Speaking universe, we're going to the deeps of sleep.
Okay,
Okay.
and
Wait,
you're
which
gonna
one did you
send.
say?
So
Oh, maybe Istanbul can even help with this because he has the tower, doesn't he?
yes, he does. So he can protect.
And we know it's a castle, so maybe he can help.
Oh, that's
Weave
true.
He
a couple
will.
threads in with
We're
her
gonna roll
spell.
that he will.
there.
And we want to? We can say he can stay if that's what you want to do. Then it's fine.
That seems the smartest to have somebody watch our
Yeah.
bodies. So
So he
Yeah.
he says I'll
Beyond Samuel. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
don't trust.
I'll
I mean,
help.
it must like I don't doubt that he will make that first shot count, but he's only got one before he's gonna reload with his little paws and
Yeah.
you know.
Just yeah.
But I also love the idea of someone walks into the room, Samuel shoots and like, what? That's all you got? Istanbul just comes around the corner like a motherfucker. You want a tango?
Tango. Did the tango exist in puritanical New England?
I don't know. That's what I
No,
said,
that is exactly
Istanbul.
the sort of thing they would
Oh.
not want to exist.
Yeah.
Istanbul works at a club. Istanbul does
That's
whatever the
fair.
fuck he wants.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right,
Up,
so
up.
I am going to weave sleep and other universes to
And
wherever he-
Istanbul will contribute to that too.
That's
Okay.
wild. That's
So
awesome.
I'm gonna say it would be level 6 effect.
6?
I'm
Okay.
just making shit up.
I know. I'm like one
yeah.
for each. of them.
Istanbul's gonna throw some points in there. So because you're working with him, you only need to put 3 points in to weave that effect.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
And then whatever else you need to do to, I'll say he even throws in a sortilege, so make it.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna put in a sortilege.
Yeah, so
too,
he
but-
puts in one. So that's you got to roll over a 4, and you roll 2 dice.
Well, 2 dice. This one's on
Actually, you're not. Roll 3 since he's
crime
helping.
against cuisine that I am committing right now, y'all.
What is
What?
that?
Is
Is
that-
it cheese?
Handmade tortilla.
That's fine.
Oh
That's
man.
totally fine.
Whatever,
You're
no
fine.
judgment.
Yeah.
Caliente, which is an amazing restaurant.
Cheese whiz.
And a
is-
can of cheese.
yeah, that
long
that
as it
alone is
tastes good.
the sin against cuisine.
As long as it tastes
Crime I'm
good.
committing right now.
2 magic dice or 1?
Roll
magic
3.
dice? I forget.
Roll 3 because Istanbul.
Yeah, but how
I'm gonna
many?
say
How many are magic dice?
2 of them.
I forget. 2.
Because Istanbul's helped you too. So
Okay.
Oh fuck, we could have a moderate flux here. Those are nasty.
yeah.
9. Yeah. No flux.
Okay.
See, that makes me laugh because like the fact that you could potentially roll a moderate or major flux means that I feel like we're not rolling anywhere near enough dice for this game. But I don't. Again, who knows what the rules
No,
are.
because
This
it's
one's-
like moderate flux is bad, and like major flux when you get 3 zeros is like the month
like
of December
fuck up
disappears. Yeah, it's like completely fucked up. Yeah. All right,
Well, I got
so
a 9.
sweet. So you and Istanbul kind of
No
weave
fuck
things together, and as you do, the 4 of you kind of got in a little circle. And I would say even that Bridget, maybe you drew something around you that kind of aided in that,
Protective
like
circle.
a protective circle. And
Yeah.
Istanbul's on the outside of it, weaving as Henry's weaving from the inside, and the spell begins to take shape around you. Are you're bringing Enigma, correct?
Yes, we're bringing it
He's
together.
gonna be our
So,
guide.
so he's in it too, and you all
Leading our
begin to feel very drowsy, and you just see Istanbul on the outside, just kind of like gives you a nod, and then he looks at Samuel and he reaches back because I promised Troy this, and he pulls out a Glock and he's just like,
no.
and he just sits down, puts it on his lap, and he's guarding you guys with his Glock.
You promised him a gun.
I promised
When
Troy a
he's not
gun
even
because
here.
Rainey never
Oh.
lets him have one, so I'm like, Troy, you can have a gun.
No.
It
He
would be
has
better
one
if
in
someone
every
went
one
along
of Rainey's
and
games.
Troy
Yeah.
ended up taking the little mouse musket, like.
He even got a gun in
Oh.
good society, man.
Yeah,
He did,
He had a
that's true.
gun as a kid in Kids on Bikes. He was like, "I
This
think
is-
about this gun my dad gave me." It's
This
like,
is a
what are you
Troy.
talking
This is a
about?
Troy tradition. All right, we're
Staple.
going to honor
Yeah.
it.
Troy
It is.
edition.
It is
I
a
know.
staple.
A Troy
A
edition.
Troy edition.
Oh, Troy edition.
Troy needs to learn that anything is a gun if you can load it with an object and it can propel it fast enough.
Ah man.
And so that's the last thing you see in the waking world is Istanbul, this giant demi minotaur cocking a gun, and you all kind of drift off to sleep. And as you do, it's very different from your usual experiences of nodding off, and that you all kind of can see each other together, and you just get this sense of like falling. You know, you like when you know how you feel when you're like falling in a dream, and
And
for a
then you
while,
wake up and you're like, fuck.
yeah, you feel that like acceleration. Where you're like, ah, and all of a sudden it just stops, and you're just floating, and you're floating in a space. It's like it feels a combination of being like maybe like very very deep underwater, or maybe like blue what they call blue water diving, where it's like they take you out like 5 miles offshore to jump off
Yeah.
a boat, and you're like there's nothing around you, right? If you go deep enough in there, you don't know what way is up, you don't know which way is down. So and that's how you feel right now. You're just floating in a void. And Henry, you're a little bit familiar with this because you've done some exploring in different sorts of places. You know that you're in the deeps of sleep, but this is deeper than you've ever gone in them before. And it's you can see maybe like 10, 15 yards away from you guys, not very far. You can hear, but everything seems muffled. It's not quite an underwater feeling, but it's a very muffled feeling. It's almost like if you're out. Imagine if you're out, when you're out and it's very very close and there's like a heavy fog around you. Like that, it's that sort of feeling. Although fog sound tends to travel very well in fog, that's not happening here. Sound is actually muffled, but you get that sense of closeness that you feel in that, and you're just floating there. And as you float there, you see something just beyond the edge of your sight, something huge, just kind of huge and dark in the darkness, goes by.
Ooh.
I think you're stationary.
Yeah, you are stationary though.
No, the thing we see.
The dark thing that moved by.
No, it just moved by. It was not stationary.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Mm.
Yeah.
Darcian is going to use one of the charges
Mhm.
of their orb
Mhm.
and enhance their senses.
Okay.
So their orb kind of like pulses, and you
Mhm.
see at the moment they look like moonlit, just tides coming
Mhm.
in and out.
Mhm.
But their orb pulses, and like that moonlight within them, like it's almost like the reflection of moonlight on the water. Maybe they glow a little bit. And they are enhancing their senses. So I get +1 die to all perception until the next sunset. So
Okay. All right. Are you going to attempt to perceive what the big thing is?
yeah, I would
If
like
you
to,
want- Okay.
if that's okay.
All right. Sure. Give me your roll.
Okay.
I would say it's
so-
it was just beyond the field of vision, so if you want to see, it's probably not that hard. It would have been just since you enhance your senses, it probably would have just been like a 3. So you just have to roll over a 2.
Okay. And because it gives me +1 die though, does that mean it's a magic die?
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. All right.
And I will
cool.
say the danger in that, if you flux, is that the thing is going to notice you.
I rolled 2 9s, so
Okay,
pretty
you
good.
notice the hell out of it. You kind of see it, and you pulse and you expand your senses, and you see in the actuality there are what are called sun ships. Okay,
Yeah.
and what sun ships are actually like sentient beings. Almost like a huge flying whale that they just like build this ship on back of, and it flies from sun to sun magically. So you can be like, I want to go to the green sun or the silver sun or whatever, and you kind of climb on board this whale and like fly there. And what this looks like, it is like whale size, but it is just like black and like plated with armor and like red like eyes that like glow, but like multiple ones. Like so, and they're not what's the word I'm looking for? They're not. It's got like 4 eyes on one side, but like 2 on the other.
Symmetrical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Symmetrical. They're not symmetrical at all. It's just like a nightmare version of that,
That's awesome.
and it just kind of swims by you.
So I can assume that there are people on this as like a
No, you just see it as a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And just a question for mechanics: new Sith card or no?
Yeah. Why the hell not?
Just because it's fun to look at
Yeah.
these cards.
No, because you also move to
Oh,
a majorly
it's
different venue.
Samuel. It's Samuel. It's the rat.
Rat Dad.
It's a companion. It's a rat companion during
Oh my
sleep.
gosh.
He's literally
Oh my
watching
God.
over us. How amazing is that?
This is too scary.
And it is
duplicates the effect of the previously played card, which doesn't do anything.
Has
'cause
no effect.
okay.
Does no effect on you
Bummer.
guys.
But
Bummer.
still
But
thematically fitting.
Dead on.
story-wise, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Dad.
And
gonna
it's
have
even
an effect.
mysteries. That's so cool.
Yeah, we're gonna give that an effect of Samuel and is gonna do a good job of guarding you guys.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Aw,
it's
okay.
boosting Samuel and
If something comes up with Samuel, we'll boost his energy
Heck yeah.
with that, his rat dadness.
Rat
Dad.
Dad.
So we've like landed.
You're
surrounded
floating
by this
somewhere.
fog.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Darcian, you get the sense
Mm-hmm.
since you've expanded your sense. You get the sense you expanded your senses of a
I have
structure.
done that.
A structure like in the distance.
Okay, so yeah, I relay that to everyone and say, I've managed to find a way to orient myself in this void. I believe there's a structure, perhaps the castle we are looking for. At least something imposing and feels rather.
That's it. That's the place, says Enigma.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, Enigma, I forgot. Jeez. Well, why did you just say? Let's go.
Lead
It's
the way.
it's a nightmare castle. Be careful. And you just kind of float. The
Nightmare
direction.
Castle. Does that mean it is night here?
I will give you that. Yes.
Yeah, I can cast my awesome spell.
Yep.
Noise.
Nice.
And I had done this before the thing with the angel, but I'm just gonna say it again. Bridget has her reputation of threat up on her.
Okay. So that means the
Like I said,
first
yeah.
attack misses on you, right?
The first attack, right before it hits me, turns into something harmless.
Nice.
Like butterflies.
Cool.
All right, I'm gonna get Nyctophilia running. So I already have Myrmidon Strength, and Conjured Casement, because those last I check at each combat. And we haven't had one since I cast it, so those are running, and I get Nyctophilia going.
So you still look like an alabaster statue, basically. Nice.
Whoa,
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, and in that case, I still don't know if this is ever going to be relevant, but I've used it every session, and I'm going to use it again. I'm going to invoke Lastra's Charm, and become immune to hexes until the next
Okay.
sun rises or sets.
Very good.
Jeez, if we're all prepping. Okay, I will blow a rune on Bridget, Frey, and Darcian, so they'll get a +1 protective armor to their defense, essentially.
Nice.
Essentially.
Thank you. What?
You guys are buffed.
Yeah,
And we buff our
Darcian-
shit up. We are ready.
Actually, Darcian looks at Henri and smiles, and they say, it's nice to see your side of things. Maybe we should do this more often. You can
I
come.
would love that, Darcian.
Bring me along. I'm feeling more adventurous in the last few days than I really ever have.
You do realize if we do this, though, Darcian, when we come back, you will have nothing left in your home.
No,
Or
The hand will
a
take
bunch
it.
of awesome stuff.
I was gonna say.
Oh, that's right.
in
The
it-
hand provides stuff too,
That's
so
right.
you will have a whole new
Yeah,
decorated
actually-
home.
Darcian in canon utters the phrase, "The hand giveth and the hand taketh." Henry.
Yup.
Cut to Darcian's crawl space,
No,
Wait,
my
wait.
dryer vent.
where Ulrich is just drumming, and the hand has somehow found a guitar, because we said this was going to happen, and it's playing, and Elpada is just like, say your prayers until one, don't forget my son, to include everyone.
No, careful,
Okay.
careful,
Good luck,
careful.
good luck, good luck.
All right.
She's got a ladle as a microphone.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. What an awesome side scene. We just occasionally go back to them and they're just putting on like a
They're having a
ridiculous
great time.
concert. Yeah.
We're battling for the fate
Listen.
of the
Yeah, we're
universe.
about to die.
If anyone's going to get upset, not going to get upset about us singing their songs, it's certainly Ulrich. And he would never have a problem with that, right? I mean,
He would
you know,
never have a problem
He's
with any
totally
kind of-
chill about
yeah.
stuff like that. But meanwhile, you buff and you begin kind of just propelling yourself through this darkness and, towards this castle. And as you go, you see beginning to kind of take form in front of you. First, it's just this massive dark like shadow that you see. But as you get closer, there's actually like a floating mass of land. Like someone had ripped like a chunk of land like out of the ground,
Cool.
and it's floating there. And built on it is a castle, and it is. If I say Nightmare Castle, like whatever comes to your mind. I mean, it's just black minarets that look like just black, jagged crystal, basically. And there seems to be like a strange like glow towards it, like with the inside, like almost like a trying to think of like a sheen, I guess is the word I think of, like where it's almost like very reflective, right?
Oh,
I use the word iridescence a lot for that.
Iridescence
Like,
would be a good
yeah.
word for that. Yeah, like kind of when you look like you look into a puddle of oil somewhere and you get like the little rainbow.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of that going on. So, but it's just like black crystal. And as you go, occasionally around you, you see things like swirl. All of them are a little bit too far out of the range of your senses to understand what they are. But knowing a little bit, Henry, of traveling in the deeps of sleep, you know that a Sheen like Charlie or Martin, not Charlie.
Actually, it's Emilio,
Listen, me.
technically a Sheen. They're all actually Estevezes. So.
Yes, they are. But you know from
No,
traveling.
it's Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. Fuck you.
See, yeah, but you,
God.
maybe
No.
maybe you're not young. Maybe I'm just officially getting old.
Oh.
That's so not too far beyond the generation.
a little bit, but like I watched that movie. I
Okay.
know Sheen. He's hilarious, right?
Okay, you
Am I thinking of the right person?
It's a TV
Tall.
show. No.
It's
Yes.
it's based off
There was a movie.
Well, there was a movie, but it was never mind. I'm 12.
You are.
Well,
Yeah, fucking Amber over here describing all the DM stuff at the library. It's like ranging from points to me. 25? At the youngest? Yes, 25.
Sarah's the youngest involved with D&D at the library.
Sarah, you can vote, right? That's
Oh wow.
Oh
I'm joking. I'm
jeez.
joking.
I am a grown adult.
I'm an adult.
So you
I don't want to be, but I am.
yeah, it's likewise. That doesn't change as you get older.
That's-
You just want to go
listen,
back
that's
even
why we're-
more. Yeah.
Listen, that is why we're playing games.
Yes.
We're not exactly,
I've never grown up and I never will. So as you go through towards this castle, again, things kind of swirl outside of your, just outside of your field of conception. And Henry, you know from traveling somewhere in these parts in the deeps of sleep, when you're in the blue, you see dreams and the subconscious. And this deep where you are, these could be nightmares or very deeply buried like subconscious thoughts.
Anything could happen here.
Bad
Primal
things. Yeah,
nightmares.
very, very primal, bad things. Right.
Because nightmares about your teeth falling out everywhere, left,
Oh,
right.
I hate those
up,
ones.
center. Nightmares
Hate 'em.
about your teeth falling out.
Okay, I'm gonna share a nightmare, and I don't know if you guys have ever had it. You guys ever have the nightmare where you realize that tomorrow there's a huge test and you've done no studying, and then you go,
Yup.
have I even been to class all semester? I know literally nothing about
Yup.
this test tomorrow, and I
Yup.
just panic and I panic and I panic. That's the
I've
worst.
never had that nightmare.
I
Oh
had
my
the
God,
I've
that's
had
the
that
worst.
nightmare.
I had a fun shift about 6 months into the COVID times where instead of the nightmares where you have no clothes on, it's you don't have a mask and you're in public. That was
That's
genuinely my
crazy.
nightmare shift that I had.
just
Wow.
at like a massive public event.
Yeah.
I'll
Now-
quickly share my best dream mare. I call it a dream mare because it was like a nightmare, but also like kind of like a dream, not. So this actually happened to me, y'all. I had a dream mare that I was like a werewolf,
Oh God.
and I had like transformed and I'd like eaten somebody, and their hair was like stuck in between my teeth. So I was like trying to flick it out with my
Ugh.
tongue, and I was like talking to somebody about it. And apparently in my sleep while I was doing that, I was just spitting on myself. I woke up and I was literally just filling my mouth with saliva and just pushing it out of my mouth with my
Oh.
tongue and just over and over again. But my chin, my neck, my shirt was just covered in spit.
Oh,
Ow.
Oh man.
That's gross.
yeah.
You know what's funny is that like all three of those nightmares are kind of appropriate to all three of our characters in this
Ah.
game. Like Darcian would be panicking
Wow,
about
yeah.
a test. Like Frey would be worried that she has some kind of
Human hair stuck between my
demon. Yes.
Yeah, you literally probably get human hair. You're like, they didn't clean this one enough.
And Bridget's is less about a COVID mask and more about being called a witch. Like, you know what I mean?
She's still
You have any
shattered
recurring
trauma.
nightmares, Jess? I have one. It's not
Yeah,
really a
Jess.
nightmare. I guess it's just like
I
a
had one
dream.
and I just forgot it after
I have
Amber.
I
Oh,
have a
sorry.
very I haven't had it in a while now. I think about it, but I often had a dream where I would be in a situation where I'd have to shoot someone. Okay,
Oh,
like it was like
geez.
someone got in the house or something happened. I had to shoot someone, and I have a gun, and I'm like, I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker, and I start shooting, and it winds up being a toy gun. And it devolves into a kid situation where it's like, no, I shot you. No, you didn't. And no, I shot you.
hate you. Yes, I did.
You're playing make believe and you're
Yeah,
not.
like I'm like, come on, why isn't it
That's
working? Yeah.
Oh my god.
No,
Yeah.
my nightmares actually, I dream like a full work day. So like I'll sleep and I'll work like a full work day. And then
that's
I'll
the
wake up and then
worst.
have to go to
Oh
work.
no,
that's
that is
the
what my
worst. The
nightmares
worst
are.
is the dream. I've had
Yeah.
the dream where you fall asleep, and you dream you actually woke up and had to get up, and then then you realize you were dreaming all along, and like the alarm goes off again, and you're like, fuck, I was like
That's
dreaming
a-
that. Yeah,
two other things. One, Henry, Justice is kind of dead on for Henry because Henry doesn't seem like the type who ever wants to work.
Doesn't work,
So
no.
dreaming of work is terrible.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that
two-
fits.
the worst nightmare.
And two, to do a little what we always do, which is reference ourselves for being funny. Every time Amber said dream mare, I just kept going, Edith's hand?
Oh no.
Ray and Stuff says, for real, I was just going to say, apparently Amber is feral in real life, not just at the table.
Actually, yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Farrell, barely house trained.
So anyway, you approach, Troy's not here, but he probably dreams about talking to pens. You
No,
get,
he puts the pen in his mouth. Like, oh, again.
he wakes up with the
It's a
pen in his
sweet
mouth.
potato.
Just it's a sweet potato. It turns into a sweet potato and he chokes.
Oh no.
No, in Troy's nightmares, he is the sweet potato.
Yeah,
Oh.
Or his nightmares like Christian's nightmare, except he doesn't have any gun.
yeah, right.
That's
You
even
can't
worse.
pull out a random gun.
I had it here. Where is it?
Yeah.
So
found
you,
Cornelius
but you
is there?
approach the castle, and as you come closer to it, you see it's actually not as big as you thought it was when you were like approaching it. It's probably just the size of like a regular house.
Darcian wouldn't make this joke, but it's like compensating.
Your fears always feel bigger than they are when you actually confront them. This makes
Exactly.
sense.
And also things, this is all a place of perspective. But you get to the front, and Enigma's like, this is how you get in.
Do we need to know anything about the inside?
Just hallways, really. Endless hallways. You must be careful in there. They have the empty ones are guards.
Do you want to come with us or do you want to wait out?
No. And then he looks around, and like something's like swims through the void, and he's like,
Yeah.
maybe I'll come in a little bit.
Aw. I'll blow like one more protective rune on him too.
He's like,
Why don't you lead the way? You're familiar with this place.
thank you. Fair enough. He goes up to the door and he just kind of touches it. Or he goes up to the glass, really, the crystal, and he just kind of touches it. And some of it just kind of like opens. And there's just a hallway in front of you.
I'm going to take my jacket off and just let it float away outside, leaving my spine in void bare.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And then I'll be the first to follow Enigma in.
All right, he goes in. Go ahead.
Darcian, very
Sword
expect-
in hand.
when Darcian realizes that Frey just took off her cool leather jacket to look badass going into a fight, they look down at their jammies and then go, "Oh no, no," and focus for a second. And what would Darcian's battle regalia look like?
Like a traditional like great coat with like epaulets and big buttons and stuff. Like
No, I think
like the Napoleonic era.
No, I'm thinking more like ancient Egyptian shield, spear. You know what I mean? But like obviously, but not like that stuff. Like the battle skirt and like the cool sandals, like the wrap up sandals and like
A breastplate with nipples.
Well, they're a water person, so no. But like
nipples.
Yeah,
but,
but 6.
Yeah, nothing but nipples. Oops, all nipples.
Whole breastplate is
A nipple shield. That's like a big shield.
Uh,
I never want to hear the phrase "oops, all nipples" again. Oops, all
Clip that.
we're gonna clip this
actually.
one. We're gonna clip
Yeah,
that
clip
one.
that
I know,
one.
it's
We need to
so-
clip some stuff.
So yeah, but they're in like the skirt with the wrap up sandals, and I guess on the top it would
Yeah,
just
they
be
would
kind
have
of
they
like,
would have had a breastplate.
like a clasp
Yeah.
breastplate. And this time actually they leave their head just kind of like the flowing waterfall.
All right.
Okay.
Storm in the castle.
So you go in the castle, and you just right into it. It's just a massive. Now that hallway you enter is bigger than it should have been outside. It's
course.
this big arched
Stretching
hallway.
on.
Yeah, and there are pillars all along kind of lighting pillars holding up the arch, and there's torches that are burning, but the torches don't throw off any heat. They barely throw off any light, so everything's very dark and shadowy in here. But the pillars are actually serpents that are going up and like intertwining along the roof as you walk in, and just basalt, like black floor and pillars, and you walk into the first kind of like antechamber where there are hallways going off of it, and you see in the middle is just a big like hole kind of in the floor, and just like nothing in it. And as you walk in, as soon as you walk in, Enigma's like, they know we're here, and he just kind of steps back because flickering out of the ground are 2 of those flame women that you had seen originally, a way back, and the attack on Johannes. And to remind you what they look like, what did they just do? I just clicked the thing to remind you what they look like. Kind of like when if you're watching a flame burning, those little licks of flame that kind of hop up off of it and kind of disappear into the night. That's what they look like, only in the shape of a woman, and they flicker in different colors of a flame, but they tend to spend more towards the blue spectrum here. Although when you did see them back in Saturnine, they were flickering through the full spectrum of colors. But they flicker up, and right away, all of you get one Benny that you can add to any of your pools that you
that's
wish.
right.
Oh,
And
Now we refreshed, right? So
yeah, you
Had
refresh.
time to.
so we're good. And then this is just a bonus Benny.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, that's gonna be physicality because Darcian don't got that.
And they flicker up, and you all hear the whispers. They just say, "Come in, come further, come further."
I mean, we gotta kill him.
Okay. And this game, there's no initiative or anything. You guys go first. I'll allow you to decide who wants to go first. My own vote would be, I would say you said you were leading the pack, Frey. So you
Yep, I'm just as Enigma shrinks back out of the way, I'm just gonna walk with a fucking purpose past him toward the first one, sword out, and I'm gonna take a couple striding steps and swing.
Okay. Roll. They are level 5.
I have
Ooh.
3 dice with the sword. I am a fucking monster.
That's crazy. How do you even do
No,
that?
with Nyctophilia running and my sword, I'm really good at it. I got a 10 on one of my dice.
Oh.
It's on the normal die.
Okay, that's cool then. All right.
It's on the normal die. Not
No
a
flux on the normal die.
which with my close combat is +2, so that is a 12.
All right.
Fucking nail it.
That's 12 damage then too, right?
Wait,
Damage
isn't there-
is
there is
based
no-
off the weapon itself.
Yeah, right.
There
I
is no
believe.
10. It's a 0. I thought.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, it's a
It
0.
is.
That's right. So
right.
never mind. That would be a 5, 6, 7. Then that's my next highest. is
Okay,
7.
so 7's good. All right, so you definitely got him.
7 compares to their challenge, and then my damage. Where the fuck is my damage? I believe it is I think it's a 4 for the medium close weapon that I have. Pretty sure
Yeah,
it's 4,
but that-
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep, with all my stacks and buffs on there.
All right, so you walk up to the one and you just whoosh, and the sword just goes right through the flame, and it gutters out.
Cut that candle out.
Poof. Yeah.
Whap.
Poof. Whap. Done. There
right.
you go. Yeah.
So is there one more?
There's one more.
Darcian steps forward, and now that they're in their battle regalia, and they pull their sword cane out,
Mhm.
and they pull their sword cane out, but then because they know how bad they are with this, they do it as a distraction to like see if it like catches its attention, and then
Mhm.
cast a spell, Formidable Fist of Fury. So it's like, look at my right hand, and I hit him with the left.
Nice. Yeah.
So it is. Remind me how this works. It is a level 4 spell, and it says
Mhm.
+1 die. And it says, I let loose a burst of energy in the form of a mighty fist that strikes a target within long range, inflicting damage equal to the spell's level. So it'd be 4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, further, the struck target's next action is hindered.
Okay.
So I still have to roll, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just, and it says +1 die. So I roll 2 dice.
Correct.
Okay.
I think you add the spell's level.
Yeah, you do.
I think.
Okay. In that case, I got a 5 and a 7. Or a 5 and a 7.
So if you add the spell level, then the 7, you take the 7, add the spell level is 4, so you're at 11.
Oh no, that was with the +4.
Oh, that okay,
so-
perfect. All right, so
Yeah.
all right, you got him.
So they deal
Yes.
4 damage, and it's punched, and its next action is hindered. And I will spend those sorcery to keep that spell in my repertoire.
No, you whack it. You whack it really good. It does not seem very happy with you for that.
Okay.
Henri, Bridget, who wants to go next?
You got anything, Bridget?
Yeah, I got a thing.
Okay, I don't really have much.
Yeah, Darcian's not exactly a fighter.
I am
So-
saying Darcian's sword work is just not quite up to
Yeah,
par.
I'm like a utility person.
It's like Darcian took one fencing class in college. That's
Yeah,
that's what he's
That's
got.
why I used the magic. Gotcha.
So Bridget just kind of shakes her hands and then really quietly just goes, "You're up, Drana." And she casts Eye of Immonis.
Hold up.
As
Drana.
her eyes both flare a vivid yellow.
Okay, got a name.
So the spell goes, I gaze into the abyss and take from its monstrous energies. I grow at least a foot taller and gain a beastly countenance complete with claws and large teeth. I add 3 Benny to my
Holy
accuracy
shit.
pool, and I can make a melee attack that inflicts damage equal to the level of the spell. And I do a depletion check after each combat encounter, but this lasts until when the sun next rises or sets.
Nice.
So Bridget's gonna look like a monster through the entire dream realm.
Unless you deplete at the end of a combat.
Unless I deplete.
So
Which I
as you
do not
cast
want,
that,
'cause it's
and it says like you draw upon the power of the void, right? And so you do
It's the power of the red for Bridget, but
black energy actually surges out of that pit into you. And it feels bad to you because it's not what you're used to dealing with, but you feel that energy. It still surges through you, and there's something familiar in like the destructiveness of it, but it's like a different flavor of it, right? Because the red is very like angry kind of destruction, very passionate kind of destruction. So like if you imagine like murder in the red would be a crime of passion. In the dark where you are, it's just like cold-blooded, like, you know, just there's no passion whatsoever in it. And that's it. So it's still the same thing, but there's just a different kind of coldness to it almost. It's not something you're used to, but it's the same sort of energy. And you feel that like kind of surge into you. And you can go after the dude. Go for it.
yeah, and so she like reaches out and slashes toward with like these like red claws come out of her hand. It just slashes. So how the fuck does melee attacks work? I
So
presume
you
that's
have to
accuracy.
Roll with
Because
accuracy. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I gain 3 Benny in accuracy. I will use 1 to buff this spell up.
You also
And
get
I-
+1 because you're near me.
I'm +1 because I'm near you, and I have an enhancement to my accuracy.
Nice.
So that's 3 dice? No.
Mm-hmm. No,
3
the
dice.
+1s knock off the.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's 2 dice because this is a spell.
Yep.
Okay. Yellow is going to be my magical die. Pink will be my normal die. So, because that's my enhancement. 1 Benny, +1 from being near Darcian.
Henry is just like,
Fucking Amber. in this
your
chat.
girlfriend is so cool.
That is a does it matter which die the number is on so long as 1 succeeds?
Long as 1 succeeds, you're good.
I got a 6.
Holy
got him.
crap.
Nice.
Holy crap.
And how much damage does that do?
It's equal to the level of the spell, so it's 3.
So
How do
7
you
total.
destroy this flame woman?
So yeah, Bridget just rises up as the yellow takes over, and she like Bridget is like shrinky and awkward. Not anymore. She's
Shrinky.
like these like demonic like teeth come up, and like she like gets these like her hands like extend into these red claws that like almost look like they're the tips where normally Bridget's would have ash on her fingertips. It looks like little bits of flame from the red, and she just slashes down the chest of the flame woman
And
from like
again,
neck down.
the flame just gutters out. The bonus that you all got is gone now. So take it away.
And we got to put it in something we can spend.
That's fine. I put it in sorcery, which I spent
There
to
you go.
use this.
Yeah.
I probably should have thought of that. For the record, just to play out this bond mechanic, which I think is funny, and we always got to remember, Henry, we have a mechanic as well. You always get +1 to dodge when I'm close, and I get -1 to dodge because I want to protect you.
Yeah.
But Bridget and Darcian's bond is that she gets +1 to all rolls when close to me, and I get free movement to move away from her, which Darcian will do at this moment when she comes and slashes this flame woman right next to him, right next to them. And they kind of just like,
Oh yeah, and she's a foot taller,
Yeah.
so she is now like 6'6".
Holy
Yep.
crap.
yeah. And Darcy just kind of looks up at Bridget and just kind of goes like, Drana, it is nice to meet you. Did I do that right?
There's just this wicked grin. And like the hand comes out and then pauses and then just, I'll shake your hand later.
Probably for the best. Yes. Does anybody see Enigma? Did he like run?
He's like kind of cowering in the corner.
Okay.
Steps out from behind a pillar.
And
Yeah.
does this count as combat done for purposes of depletion?
Yes. Roll for the.
Oh, don't let this happen. I'm gonna be sad if I lose this already. A 9. She still got it.
All right.
Good.
Well, it would have
I
been really
understand.
funny
Okay.
if it would have been really funny if Drana was like, "I'll shake your hand later," and then immediately disappeared.
Poof.
Like,
You know.
ah, shit.
So you see 2 doors off to the side and one bigger hallway going forward, and it's now that those the hollow empty ones are gone, it's just very quiet in here, except for you, Frey. You hear something coming from the pit.
Do?
Very, very, very faintly
Oh
coming from
no.
the pit. You hear, "For you,
God damn you, Chris.
no more tears."
I'm gonna walk toward the pit.
Okay.
Right?
I'm walking cautiously, like I'm leery of it. But
Just
I'm
kinda
walking.
Go
toward
to the
pit.
edge and like peek over.
I can't resist looking into the void.
Okay. You look deep into the void.
Does the void look back?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
You see, just as you look down, you're just looking into like blackness, right? And there's almost nothing down there. And almost like after a while of looking, there's like a sensory deprivation tank sort of like thing where like you start to see things, right? And at first, it just seems like you're just, oh, my eyes are just playing tricks on me. I'm seeing like little bursts of light and things like that. But then you're like, oh, fuck, they're faces. And you start to see like these swirling of faces and things down there.
Mom,
But you don't hear
Yeah.
anything else.
I'll just call Mom out into the darkness.
For a minute, you see one face particularly seems to like almost like pull out as like this piece of blackness kind of like folds out of it and a face forms in it. And it seems like a very, very familiar face. And it looks at you. And you see there's definitely like recognition in the eyes for you. And you know what you look like. So there's a familiar resemblance to you. And it looks at you with like so much fear in its eyes because it sees you here and it never wanted to see you here. And for a minute it managed to hold, but then it just back into the void.
Mom, hang on, I'm coming.
Frey, no.
Oh,
yeah,
She
I think
grabs her.
that. Yeah, I think Darcian was ready to pull
My friend's
Frey
like,
back.
You're gonna jump. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna jump. I'm gonna kill the fucker here. I'm like, let me go.
Can I look into the void too?
Sure.
When I hear Frey say mom.
Okay. You look in and you get the same thing. You first you just see darkness, and then swirling around you begin to see little faces and things like that in there. You don't recognize any of them though, I don't think.
While this is happening, yeah, Darcian would look at Bridget and make sure she's got Frey under control, and then like immediately move to Henri because Henri is my,
The
I'm
nerds
her
have to
steward.
protect their cool kids.
Yep.
Yeah, how the tables have turned.
Oh, the turntables.
Oh, the turntable.
I'm
All
okay,
right,
Darcy.
I'm gonna kind of shrug Bridget off and say, I'm not jumping. I'm gonna kill the fucker behind this. And I'm
We
just
are.
gonna charge up to the nearest door or whatever and just kick it open.
Okay. The nearest one would be the big hallway to the front.
I still have my enhanced senses up. Like I don't. Darcian doesn't look into the void for longer than even a moment. But does it? Is it magic? Is it an illusion? Is it real?
No, it's magic. It's
And
a
it's
lot
real.
of magic. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Darcian.
There's a lot of magic. Yeah.
Yeah. While tempted to just figure out the magic of it, he doesn't. They don't care about the faces. They're whatever. Okay. Let's stick with Frey.
They're all theory.
Yeah. Exactly. Their whole theory.
Magical theories going on.
You
I
must
see.
you must remove personal attachment when examining these things.
We're staring down the face of oblivion here right now. Personal attachment might be the only thing that keeps you grounded.
Oh, good, good little. I don't know how to describe that. Yeah. We will
I'll
see.
look for fucking Enigma. Enigma.
He's still
Does it
hiding
go
in the back.
out anywhere?
What?
Point me in the right direction. Where does
You're going in the right
what place
direction.
like to hang?
He goes back to his behind his pillar.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, just keep going. You're good.
All right, I'll keep going down the hallway.
This is just a straight hallway. It slopes up though, and same
it kinda wants to
same
grab.
snake motif as you're going up.
Can I look at these snakes specifically and roll history on them or anything? Like, see if,
Hey.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I know I'm losing ground here to Frey as she's just kind of walking up, but like,
What are you trying to? Yeah, you can, but what are you trying to? What are you looking for?
Darcian's shadow self obviously found that small statue. The stone
And was an
statue from the
archaeologist.
Hepcow,
Yeah,
and was an
okay.
archaeologist. And they have both history, magic lore, all this, like the symbology of like serpents and snakes throughout history, and again, their personal research is in modalities, and the thread that ties things together between suns, between universes, between realities, right?
Mhm.
So they just want to see if there's any kind of familiarity to
Sure.
these serpents.
Roll me something, and I would say for you that wouldn't be a very hard knowledge roll. It's like 3.
A 3? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I also have one more thing after Darcian.
No.
Sure.
Darcian failed. Got a 1.
Seriously, dude? All right.
Well, I have one
Snakes.
I have 1 in history, so that would bring it down to a 2.
Yep.
Can I use intellect? Can I use an intellect? But I need to
Yeah, I'll
bump
let
that
you
to
use-
3.
Also, your secret knowledge. Spend.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
spend the
true.
secret knowledge. It's
Hidden
the-
knowledge.
it's the
True.
last
We have
thing.
so
Yeah.
many.
That actually, I was thinking of that earlier, and I think my hidden knowledge, I'm saving that for another thing.
Oh, okay.
You got like 10 or 15, dude.
Oh, hidden knowledge. I'm sorry. I was thinking of my my secret.
Mm.
Is that what it is?
No, no,
Your
yeah.
secret
Your
soul- no,
your secret soul. No. Hidden
my secret
knowledge.
soul.
Hidden knowledge.
It's
Oh
like
yeah, I'll use one of those
currency to
too. So yeah, we all.
Yeah, so
all
you're
of the
good. All
above.
right, so you're good. All right, so you recognize definitely there is elements within each of them from various shadow cultures. So it's not
Yeah,
just like
figured.
a recurring motif that's just like the same thing over and over again. It is a representation, almost very similar to your dream, where you spoke to the Bornless One and you talked about the serpent as the serpent,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
serpent, like the serpent who tempted Adam and Eve, the serpent who waits at the bottom of the world tree to devour it, the serpent of the waters. So the serpent as it's just the theme ongoing of the serpent of
Ouroboros.
yeah, Ouroboros, the snake that eats its own
Yeah.
tail, right? So it's the serpent that both delivers knowledge, but also devours.
Yep.
Kind of
Yeah.
like the hand.
Kind of.
Hand giveth and the hand taketh.
And then we see on the other side of the void where the hand is, and it's like fucking Trogdor.
Now there's a reference.
That's
I
fun.
know
Yeah.
Trogdor.
Home
That's an
Star
awesome
Runner.
reference.
Burninating the countryside.
Yes.
Right?
That's
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thatch roof cottages.
I'm not that young.
Jess apparently is the one who doesn't know that one.
No, I know it. I've seen it recently.
Oh, recently. Wow.
The Gen Con special edition beer can this year
Oh,
is
that's
a
funny.
very Trogdor-esque looking dragon serpent thing, but missing the arm. And I was like, it'd be so much better if it had the
If had the one strong arm. right?
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Darcian jogs to catch up to the rest of them, the crew, after just kind of giving that some thought, remembering the dream with the hollow man and the Bornless One and everything like that. So yeah, and I think that are we otherwise our corporeal selves here in the deep
Pretty
sleep?
much.
Like,
Yeah.
so like I may have my statue on my person.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get to the door at the end of this kind of sloping upward passage, and the door itself is circular. Yeah, nice.
Oh my god.
That's a Gen Con beer.
That's
Oh, wow.
hysterical.
And this is the edit that it needs.
For those listening on the podcast feed, Amber showed us the Gen Con exclusive Dragon Cup, and now it's showing us one with a solid, strong, muscly arm attached to it, as it should be.
We here
As
at
it
DMs
should.
After Dark love and respect Homestar Runner and especially Trogdor.
That's right.
Yeah, burnating the
I've seen it
countryside.
recently.
So the door is circular, and on it is a tree. And there's fruit hanging. There's fruit hanging from the tree.
Mm.
And what you recognize as you look at this, all of you recognize this, is the fruit are the suns.
Oh.
And at the bottom of it, at the base of the door, is just this serpent mouth, just gaping, waiting for the suns to fall into them. And you know, you're looking at it and you're like, wait a minute, because there are 9 suns, if I'm doing my math correctly, but there are 10 hanging on the tree here.
Mm.
Did I do my math correctly? Hold on a minute.
What can we
There's
recognize?
8, unless this special one here is a 9th.
So yeah, there are then the special one is the invisible sun.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So there are
So there are
actually
9.
10.
10.
On
Can
the
we
tree here.
recognize like which ones are the ones that we know and which one stands out?
You see some symbols that you recognize as the symbols for the different suns. So the silver and the green and the indigo and the pale, and you don't recognize the symbol for the one that stands out though.
Darcian writes it down.
But as you go, as you're writing that down, the door just opens.
No.
Flip us a card.
Oh, we sithin?
Yeah, flip it.
It's such a
Soothing?
weird word. We sithin?
Luthen?
Soothing a card. Give us another
I
soothe.
think we had this one before. Oh, no.
Inevitable cataclysm. Oh fuck.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That is bad.
Oh no.
What a happy ending.
Inevitable cataclysm? Are you serious?
Beautiful.
It matches the door, to be honest with you. But,
yeah, no
yeah.
kidding.
So gold and silver. Gold, it buffs gold. It diminishes silver. And it is Visions, empath card. But doesn't have any other effect other than buffing those things.
Wait, you know what's gold?
You know, it's
What?
gold. My Myrmidon strength. I do even more damage now.
Nice.
I have a
Right.
Monis that Bridget has on her.
Oh, shit!
Boy.
Shit!
Oh boy.
Yeah, so those spells are buffed.
Fucking Bridget and Frey murder team is just like, let's go.
And the door
So
opens.
I have a-
Are the inevitable cataclysm.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Wow.
And you
I have
enter
one
it.
gold thing available to me, so I'm going to use it. Yeah, continue. Sorry.
The door opens, and there's a chamber. It's a dark though, so you can't see all the way into it.
Even with my enhanced senses, Christian.
You see a little bit into it, and you see
Yeah.
there's a throne, and
Of course there is.
again, you know, there's like the pillars and a throne room. Think like Palpatine's throne room, and
Mm-hmm.
sitting on the throne is someone you all recognize.
What?
Istanbull, you
You've-
must not.
Yes, it's just no, it's the Bornless One who you've seen in
Yes.
the dreams.
Oh no, Bridget hasn't.
You're right. You have not
right.
seen this figure, Bridget. So this
He
is
was
The rest of
Protected.
us.
all in black. Just very nondescript face. Just completely forgettable. Like as you look at it, you cannot just comprehend its features to remember it. So it's almost as if it's there and not there at the same time.
Found you.
Doc Void.
Love it.
I want fan art of the Bridget Frey murder team. So do we. Anyone who can
I
draw,
literally
please
just
do.
said, I was like,
Yeah.
we do too.
Yep.
Boss fight.
And he just
Frey just kind of bares her teeth.
he smirks, especially at you,
No,
Bridget,
Frey's
Frey, and he goes, "Knew you'd come."
Give her back.
Give me what I want.
Come and take it. And I'll get the sword up in the ready to fight stands.
He stands.
I'll walk out to meet him.
And he just looks at the rest of you. He kind of just looks over you. Soldiers.
Darcian is walking up alongside Frey,
It's after like taking a rubbing of the steak on the door. The sun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, no.
Catches up, but they definitely stand there and in their battle regalia as best as they can, they stand next to Frey. And I think Darcian looks to the side, looks at Frey and sees the, like sees the determination and says, personal attachments or not, fuck this guy.
I'm personally attached to fuck this guy.
Yeah. Like Darcian's trying their best to channel badassery.
If we
Bridget
defeat
just
him, they all come
kinda-
back.
Good.
What do you say, Henry?
I said if we defeat him, they all come back. If we kill him.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, no idea. Or we kill him and they're lost forever.
They'll be lost forever.
So will you.
Darcian can detect lies.
I'm pretty good at seeing through deception. Yeah, this is true.
All right. How good are you at it?
I have 2 in it.
Okay. So
It's
you
a
can.
skill.
I'll give you a roll from the skill. So you have 2 in it. So that
Okay.
would knock. It's an 8. That would knock it down to a 6.
Okay. Can I use sortilege
Sure.
or like interaction? Which one would be better?
Either one.
All right. I'll use interaction with my enhanced senses, which is only for perception, so it doesn't count. But so this brings it down to what, a 6? You said
6, but yeah.
I didn't get it. I rolled a 4. I'm rolling really bad right now, guys.
Okay. No worries.
Okay, you tried.
Right now, it's all the theory going on in Darcian's head makes it hard to focus.
There are 10 sons.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
stands up
Um,
and he's just standing at the top of his throne room, kind of like loosening up his arms, looking at you, Frey.
I'm going up after him. I'll ascend the steps and I'll give him the first shot if that's what he's waiting
All right.
for. I'm fit strong.
Okay, go for it.
We'll do it this way. All right, sword.
He's like, come and get me, loose end.
You'll regret that. All right, I rolled a 9, so
Okay.
pretty damn
Nice.
fucking good here.
You got him. That gets him.
It gets him good. It's not just a 9, it is an 11. So hit, and I now do with my newest buff. 8, 9, 10 damage.
Whoa. All right.
sheesh.
And every time I swing and make a strike with the sword, like the edge of the blade flashes just a hairline crack of like pure white energy.
Nice.
Throwing magic into it.
You slash him, and as you get up, he kind of whips up his arm, and this shadow, like almost like shield, comes up over his arm, but you slice right through it into his arm. And you hurt him, but you don't hurt him that bad. But he winces. You definitely can tell he feels that, and he looks at you, and you can see. Normally, there's no expression, but you see just a crack of like fear a little bit in his eyes when you do that.
Thought you felt nothing.
And he just looks at you, and he says, "I see you have your mother's fire." And he's gonna come around and attack you, but everybody else gets a chance to do something.
Boss fight.
Yeah.
I am going to weave movement and speed, which I don't actually know what this will give them, but I'm going to weave movement and speed to make Bridget and Frey faster.
Okay.
Bonus to dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
what it would be.
it's like a rush of wind to like help
Okay.
you make your movement.
How much of a
faster.
bonus to dodge do you want to give him?
I'll give them maybe a +2
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, so that would be a level 4
or
effect.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And do we still have the +1 defense rune from earlier?
yes.
Fuck
Yeah.
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 Defense rune, is that a bonus to dodge or is that armor class?
it's
Armor.
armor class.
Armor? Damn.
So that's
All right.
damage. That's
Plus
actually
to the 9.
that's actually damage reduction. Then
Yeah, that's damage
Yeah,
reduction.
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Darcian's actually going to take a step back and stand with Henry, and be the back line, ready to
Mhm.
cast spells and stuff and be
Okay.
defensive, while Frey and Bridget bring the onslaught.
Okay. Did you roll your effect? Did you roll?
Yeah. I'm not sure what do I roll for that. That's a level 4, right?
Yep.
To roll 2 dice because it's magic.
Yes, I
And
just
you
say you
add
have
the
to.
level of the spell. You can raise the level of a spell by adding an additional sorcery.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need to. Probably
Or
not.
make it easier, because I think you have to roll over a 4 to make sure you don't screw it up in weaving it.
Okay. I'll spend another sorcery then, like a
Okay.
Benny. Oh no, I got 2 ones.
Fuck.
Oh no.
Better than 2 zeros.
So
Yeah,
nothing
two
flux,
zeros.
nothing fluxes, but you attempt to weave this spell around him, around them, but it feels like for some reason you can't draw upon the magical energies as well as you could. Wait, I would say protection. Well, protection is gold is rebirth and creation.
I think silver's creation, actually.
So yes, you're right. Silver's creation, gold is rebirth. I don't think I can give you that one to make it.
Yeah,
a
I don't
little
think that would
easier,
affect-
Jess.
it's okay.
So yeah,
That's
you
right.
you feel you can't for some reason you cannot grasp the magic that you feel the way you normally can for some reason. It's not something that's going to permanently hinder you.
Doc Void just gave a reroll, which I presume is going to Henry.
Oh, let's
There you
go.
go.
He just
You
used
guys
his
coming
points for
through.
reroll
Yep.
in chat.
Twitch coming through with a reroll
And a hydrate.
Reroll and hydrate.
Do I roll both dice? Just one?
Yeah, re-roll them both. Re-roll the whole thing.
Thank you,
jet-
honey.
Thank you,
That is a
Doc.
generous GM.
That's one of my
yeah.
homies.
She
Thank
rolled
you
that
so
again.
much. I rolled 2 2s.
You know what? We're gonna just it works, okay? Because
wasn't
Doc
in the
Void, Doc Void made that happen. All right, so
Yeah.
it works.
Do you put that together? It's a 4.
Yeah, that's what
That's
we're gonna
funny.
say. All right.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
we're gonna just add them
that's
together, and we're just gonna make it happen. Because what the fuck? There's 5 sessions of this shit, and this is the boss fight, baby. So you weave, and for a minute you're like, I can't feel the magic the way I. No, fuck that. I know what I'm doing. And you do additional like weaving. I don't know how that works, but you do it, and you manage to weave this protection around them.
We could say it's
Sir
the
Reeves,
plus,
come down. Yeah.
the plus one that Henry gets to dodge from being close to me gets into the weave. It's
Yeah, there you go.
Aw.
There you go.
Oh,
Aw.
We're all in this together.
bestie squad.
All right.
Bridget
Darcian, you
goes,
just took a step back, and we're just
Yeah,
getting ready to
Darcian's
do
actually Darcian actually looks like they're ready to react.
So you want to hold an action to do something?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll let you do that. Bridget, what are you doing?
She's going to run up to be with Frey, but at an angle so that they can kind of like get him from
Flank?
either side and fuck him up.
Mm-hmm.
And she is going to, since Eye of Amonis is still up, she can just, her melee attacks she can just do a melee attack and it deals the spell
Okay,
without recasting it.
sure.
So it's accuracy, which I'm going to use a Betty in, and I have my enhancement, so it's 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the
she's-
DC is goes down 1 because how close am I?
Yeah,
out
are
of
we
the room
close?
with
Are we in
Darcy?
close range?
Yeah, you want to oppress your boy, so you know you
Aw.
want to oppress your
Ooh.
crush. So you
Listen,
you're like you kind of
Lucy
look
is
at the side.
watching.
You're like, oh, I gotta show him how cool I am, and you're like,
no,
running up there,
no. Actually, Bridget that's her fucking best friend right there, and this guy's got it up her
It's
sleeve, and
Frey,
she's just like,
yeah.
no, fuck that shit. You don't fuck with Frey. I fuck with Frey.
Boss fight.
So I'll use a Betty and the enhancement and all of that.
So it starts at an 8.
If this is a gold spell, I don't know if that has any effect.
It does. So that would make it buff it down 1, so 7. And what were your other 2? You had 2 others, right?
I'm using a Betty from accuracy.
Okay, so that's just
So-
that takes it down. So that's 6. Okay,
Okay, so accuracy Betty, gold spell, Darcian.
so that's 5. You got to roll over.
Brings it down to 5. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's
let
go.
me fix my enhancement.
That's one of the irritating things about this game. It's like it's kind of like counterintuitive the way Thaco is. Like your bonuses reduce the challenge.
Yeah.
And it seems like when you read it, it seems like it should be easy, but then when you're playing, it's not.
I mean,
don't
in
think
all
it's-
honesty,
just add it all together and compare it to base challenge because it's effectively the same thing.
yeah, I was gonna say, in essence, we could totally just add +1 whenever you
yeah.
roll.
Yes.
All
I
right,
got
so
an 8.
8. All right,
Yep, and it's
So-
still
Murder
it's a level
demon.
3 spell, but again, I don't know if it being
it's
gold.
4
Murder
because of the
demon.
gold.
Okay, So that's 4 damage to him.
All right,
and
you
she
run up and
rears
you
back.
claw right into him again, and
And-
it feels like tearing through like a very thick spider web. But you just kind of rip into him a little bit, and again, there's a sense of like it bothers him, but it doesn't seem like it's hurting him like
Otter
that
Poet
badly
with
yet.
the reroll.
That reroll will be banked for the next one of us that needs it.
we'll
I have
bank that
those.
one. Thank you.
I am able to. I have a little thing where I can see all of the ones that have popped up and
Oh, sweet.
close out the ones that have been completed. So next time we need to reroll,
Perfect.
Otter Poet, thank you very much.
And you slash into him, and he kind of looks at you. He's looking between you and Frey. He looks at you, and he's like, roll this pet. And then he
She
just
just
kinda-
grins and just goes, "You couldn't even get through to my girl. Am I supposed to be afraid of you?"
He goes, no, you're supposed to die. And he just kind of slashes both arms back. And as they do, they grow into like shadow, almost like scythes.
So is this a spell?
It is indeed.
Okay. Darcian is going to use absorb spell.
Okay.
+1 die. It says here, instead of using a charge from my orb, I spend sorcery level 4 to attempt to absorb. On a success, no effect, and I get to recharge one of my charges.
Okay. So you have to.
Take that energy.
So it's
tap
a
it,
level
tap it.
4.
Yes, this is a level 4
Okay.
spell. So I have to spend the sorcery. So that's 4 sorcery from my pool.
Mhm. And then you have to roll to see if you can absorb the spell.
Yes. So
Okay.
am I rolling this and adding 4?
Yeah. So
I-
I would say
okay.
it's a level 8 effect. So you'd have to roll over 4.
A 4 or above. And I get
Mhm.
+1 die to this. So 1 is magic because of the orb.
And is that a gold
And
spell
I-
by any chance?
It is not. It's invisible.
Okay.
So I did get an 8 though on one of the die. So
All right, so he
So the
goes
sides
to
just-
swing these sides at you guys, and then he's just like, whoa, as they just kind of like disappear, and it's like a big like
Into
wah,
Darcian's
wah
orb.
moment as the shadow energy that was forming him kind of gets sucked away, and your guys both look back, and it goes into Darcian's orb, and you see his orb like pulse a little
This
bit, and he's like,
demonic grin.
and the guy's like, fuck, you see it like that fuck face
Orb's
on
just
him.
rolling with black waters.
yeah,
For a
yeah.
little bit. It roils for a
Oil.
little bit. It roils like black water, and then it kind of like, I would say, smooths over. Like you get rid of the bad
Nice.
vibes, but you kept the good
Nice.
vibes. Yeah. And that was his turn. Is back up to
Yes.
you, Frey. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, I'm swinging again. Ah!
Okay, go for it.
Yay!
Is
Another
it bad
nine.
I want a
When
flux
you're rolling
though?
3 dice, 9s are a lot easier to get. Turns out.
Fluxes are
Fuck this
fun.
guy. So that's a hit, and it's 10 more damage.
Oof. All right.
I'm a fucking animal here. Just single-minded focus, swinging, dodging.
You this time you slash like he goes through and he missed both of those things, and he's like he moved his arms all the way through because you're supposed to just try to scythe the two of you like out of the way. So you swing and you chop him in the shoulder pretty hard, and when you do, you actually feel it like go further in, and some like blackness sort of starts to leak out and kind of like gutter away, like almost like, you know how they kind of fluttered away before, like the paper bag fluttering away effect. He's got a little
Yeah.
bit of that fluttering on his shoulder, and he's like backs up a step. Not happy about that. Henri.
I'm just going to spend my action to heal my sorcery pool.
Sure.
And then I'm going to roll for depletion on my dodge stuff for those
Mhm.
two,
Okay.
which I am good. And that is my turn.
Okay.
Hmm.
I am not made for battle.
Yeah, no, neither am I.
I'm made for jumping on clouds and flying.
Technically, Bridget, I think, is next, but I think I'm going to.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let's see. What can I do? I'm within long range of this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Okay. I'm going to use another Fist of Fury. Just kind of so while Frey and Bridget are going to town in melee with this guy, and he's kind of struggling to keep up with both of them. Darcian just takes one step forward, and is actually going to use the charge that they just recharged with that absorbed spell
Mhm.
to improve spell, which is gold. And it says improve spell, use one charge from your orb upon casting to grant it +2 to level.
Okay.
So now my fist will be level 6, so it will
Nice.
deal 6 damage when I
Mhm.
hit them, and their next action will be hindered as like a fist literally is going to like come up out of the ground and just like uppercut them, and then
Okay.
on the way down like grab their ankles, so they're not like going anywhere.
Okay.
If I hit, we'll see.
Mhm.
So I roll. It's
So it's
level
an 8.
6.
It's an 8 to hit, but the level 6 takes all of that off, so you really just need to roll a 2.
okay.
I'm doing
I
this.
rolled
right.
a 9 on my
you're
2
fucking
dice
this
and
boy
didn't
up.
flux with the other one. So 6 points is just uppercuts to the chin,
Alright.
and hinders them as they stagger back for a moment. And Darcian, yeah, just kind of like standing back there, just watching the no pun intended fray.
So the fist comes up, uppercuts this guy. He kind of goes up off the ground a little, but then it kind of grabs him and like holds him a little bit to the ground. And then Bridget, your turn.
Yeah, she's gonna fucking punchinate this motherfucker again.
Okay. All right, go for it.
She's feeling froggy. Okay, so once again, the Bridget math is gold spell,
Mhm.
Darcian, Benny.
I roll over a 5.
Can I add a sortilege to that, even though I'm using an
Fuck
accuracy
yeah,
Benny?
go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna do one of each then. Yep,
We're
and
gonna
Ryan
throw.
first.
One of us is gonna flux. We're rolling so many dice.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
matter.
this is
Yeah, but
wild.
it's gonna be. It's
And
still
it's gonna be me.
It's still so cool though.
You are rolling
Alright.
3 die, 2 of which are magic every time.
Okay, I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Okay, you got him.
So that is 4 damage again from the claws of fury.
Okay. He gets pulled down, and you take the opportunity to just like claw him. And again, just you get into him too. Now he's starting to like leak darkness here, and he is. Can you use rerolls to avoid flux? You know what, Doc Void? I will say you can. So if someone rolls a flux, we can.
no.
You have a standing
Save
reroll,
us.
unless you want it to stand, which can also be fun.
It is an optional. The rerolls
Yeah.
are banked, and we can choose whether we want to use them or not.
Yeah.
And I believe they also only last during the stream.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
when we start up our next stream, all of our banked rerolls will go away. So they are per stream, but we love them anyway. Thank you.
Good idea.
Yeah, thank you. So you like stab into him and you jab him, and then he kind of can't lean back too much from you because he's being held in place by a foot. But what level was your? What level? That was a level 6 effect, right?
No.
No,
only 4.
Yours was 4. I'm talking to Darcian. I'm
Darcian.
sorry. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. What was that?
the fist was a level 6 effect, right?
Level 6 because improved spell
Because
bumped
of
it.
all the improvement. Okay, so he,
Yeah.
he kind of leans back. He looks at the fist. He looks at you guys. And, wow, rerolls all around.
Whoa.
Oh my
God.
god! So that
Whoa.
is 4 banked rerolls from
4?
Doc. Thank
Wow.
you.
I
Thank
love
you.
Rerolls
this.
all around is a 1 for everyone. So
Thank
that is
you,
4
Doc. Awesome.
rerolls.
He looks back at you, and he looks particularly at you, Frey, and then he just kind of like fades.
Fades. You're a coward. That's all you ever really
This is
were.
great. This is great.
And you hear from across the room, you see Darcian, you particularly sense him, but he faded just and came out of another shadow across the room.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually.
But you
Darcian
see him, and
has
he's
a
just
fun
kind of
friend.
like rubbing his shoulder, and he seems
Yep.
to be coming back together a little bit.
Um,
And that was
Can
his turn.
Darcian
He's
act
across the
real
room
quick?
now. You're not in melee range with him. You'd have to move over, but I would say he's within running range. You could run over and like whack him if you wanted to. What were you asking, Darcian?
are we in a new round? I don't want to.
That would be a top of a new round. Yes.
Can
is that-
Darcian? I have 2 questions. I know
Mhm.
Frey is going to just charge after him again, but so I have 2 questions. One, with my enhanced senses, I know where he is,
Mm-hmm.
so I can call that out.
Yep.
I do both a like can I sense do they have an ongoing spell on their person? Kind of what I private messaged you about and that idea in the Zoom chat earlier. If I start casting counter spell, can I like negate something or create an opening? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up to you. If you don't like that idea, that's fine.
I like that idea a lot, actually.
Okay.
I do like that idea a lot. So,
So even if
Right,
that's
and
hard,
stuff.
because counterspell is a level 2 +1 die to cancel an ongoing effect. The level of whatever the spell that I'm just canceling
Mhm.
serves as the challenge, but I need 2 successes to do it. So this is going to be my next 2 turns focusing on just
Yeah.
eroding away at
And
this
I would
web.
say that is a very strong web too.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would say it's 11.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So
Why don't you tell everyone what your idea is anyway, Rainey? Because there's a
So
great idea.
the serpents everywhere here, and the serpent when they spoke to me in Darcian's dream, they focused on the devouring and the temptation and the knowledge and all of this stuff. But Darcian has a very personal attachment, and now they're realizing it, thinking about what they said to Frey from their life in shadow, which they believe is connected to their life on this sun and in all other suns, connected to this statue that they found of Neheb-Kau, an Egyptian god / goddess that delivers the Ka. It delivers the Ka to the body at birth, the aspect of the soul, and then upon death, it delivers the Ba, the winged soul, to a being. No matter what these hollow men want, a lot they have to be Bisley, they have to be human, they have to have souls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, serpents devour, sure, serpents tempt, but this serpent also delivers your soul to you. And that's what Darcian wants to do to this leader.
Wants to make him human again.
Wants to
Him.
make him human again.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
So Darcian is going to begin counterspelling their defenses for that opening.
That's interesting because it might go into the spell that I want to do next. I think.
Let's
I
go,
don't
Henri.
know.
Let's
I
go,
don't
Henri.
know, but it might.
So I got to roll high. So it's a level 2 spell. So it's going to bring it down to a 9. I have to roll a 9 or higher.
You can add sortilege and shit into that too.
Oh, I can add sortilege. Let's go.
And I will
Yes.
also say, even though what's this? What color is the spell that you're using?
Rebirth.
Counterspell is invisible. So.
Okay. I will rule though what you're trying to do technically is rebirth, and that's the gold sun. So you'll knock another one off.
Okay, so we're down to an 8. I'm going to pump a sortilege into it, so that brings it down to a 7 or higher. I got to reroll. I'm gonna need it. So
Okay.
here goes.
So that's the one from Otter Poet.
Okay, I got it. I got an 8 on my magic die.
Nice.
Let's go. So the first of 2 rolls is successful. I still need 1 more.
So
But I've
he
begun
kind of
countering.
he steps out of the shadow, and you see he's kind of like recomposing himself out of shadow material a little bit, where he got slashed up, and you have that all those ideas you had in your head are kind of finally trying to formulate Darcian, and you're like, wait a minute, I can reattach this man's soul, and you begin you attack what you sense is you find, looking at him through magic, the faintest tether, because even if you've given up the soul, you can't really completely give it up, right?
Right,
So
exactly.
there's still that like very thin, like the astral like strip, right, that trails behind you.
What Darcian
His is
believes.
his
the
is
modality.
extremely weak,
Yeah.
but it's there, and you just find it, and you're like, you just reach out for magic and you grab it, and you're like, I can probably pull this and pull his soul back into him.
Yes.
Shit.
All right. Hell yeah. Let's
There you
go.
go.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's go.
who's next?
This guy's get wrecked. Is it?
Usually
You
you've
said
been
you
going
had something
first,
that was
Frey, but
tying
that's
you.
fine. But Henri has something which she wants to do too.
Yeah, I don't know if this is something that I can do or if it
Nerd
makes sense.
turn.
But I was going to try and weave mental damage in dreams, and I
Okay.
wanted to see if I could I don't know, just give him all of these memories and dreams of each of us, of like these good things that have happened, right? Like, so Darcian and like
Humanity.
his love
nightmare
of
is
knowledge.
humanity.
Yes, yeah, his like love of knowledge, Bridget with like her love of summoning, and like the blush that they had when I wasn't there for that, but like some of their interactions, right? Like Frey's
Things that I weren't there for her.
yes. I don't know what Frey has really enjoyed. Frey has enjoyed vengeance. I don't know if I want to give him that.
Just eating a really
Afraid
good
of-
steak.
The taste of a really good demon.
Yes,
Yeah.
but just
Or person.
imbibing these like happy, genuine human moments. And like Istanbul, when he just like tries to find like a goodness or like a soul in just even
In a big
objects.
pen.
Connecting with
head.
everything,
Yes.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Yes, the vibes that
Yeah.
he gives. So that's what I
Sure.
want to try and do. And maybe like mental damage is like burning the bad stuff
Yeah,
away.
yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
It's so cool.
I don't
would
know what
say
I rolled for that. Though. What level that is, yeah.
He's hard to get through to. So I would say Darcian took down some of his natural defenses. So I'm going to just leave it at an 8 to start with.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
That's
Wait, so what level spell is that though that I would have to spend?
So I guess it comes down like how much damage are you trying to do to him?
Yeah, let's just spend it all. You're right.
All right, go for it. As
Let's
you
just
begin
spend
to
it all.
wait, as you begin to weave this, two things. Number one, this has to do with the gold because it's rebirth in a way, right? You're trying to rebirth a person who gave up a lot of this stuff. And secondly, as you're doing that, as you're casting and you're beginning to weave that magic, you can't help it. You're thinking of Elpada. And just like how she makes you feel. And you just add another one to that.
No. So I'm spending a Benny from sorcery. I'm putting in sortilege. So I'm doing like a level 7 or 8 spell.
Yep. So yeah.
That's
Oops,
wild.
all ones.
There's
I know.
rerolls.
I
You have a
know.
set.
He's got rerolls. Come on, Jess. Come on, Jess.
So I fluxed on a magic die. I did get an 8.
Okay.
Oh, do we keep the 8 and a flux? Is the
Is it?
question.
Minor flux is not that bad. They're
I
usually
like it.
more
I like it.
interesting,
Yeah.
or they
Do I
change
get
the
to
brain
know
a
what it
little bit.
is before I decide to re-roll or
I'm
not?
not going to tell you what it is before you
No.
decide.
They're
Keep
not
it.
that bad. Keep it.
All right,
They're
I'll
not-
keep it. I'll keep the flux.
Yeah,
I'll
the
keep the
success
flux.
is worth it.
Hey,
Okay. So
I got an 8 on a magic die and a flux on the other magic
so
die.
you lash out to him mentally and you get into his mind and you feel it instantly
Oh,
because
I
your
get
mind makes contact with his mind as you're doing this and you're sending those like good feelings into his mind and there's an effect. It definitely he's like it hurts him like almost like ice cream headache, right? But also
That's what he gets.
for a minute your minds are connected and he looks right at you because you were thinking of Elpada
Mhm.
Oh
What have you
no!
done?
and he smiles.
Mhm.
Istanbul and Samuel, you better hold it
He
down.
recognizes the inside of Darcian's dryer vent.
He knows
No,
where she
it's
is
they're
now.
in Bridget. They're in
Yep.
Bridget's hovel.
No, they're not.
No,
Elpada's
Oh, that's
in
right. They are.
Bridget's.
No, no,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Elpada. Yeah, Empada's in
Yeah.
this place.
Oh, Ulrich.
It's up to
Oh,
Ulrich
no.
in the hand, man.
Oh,
Cut
no,
to
that's
them,
it.
by the way. Cut to
Come on,
them.
man.
This is a perfect moment to cut. Cut to Bridget's house where Samuel is just sitting there, like staring at Istanbul, and they both have their guns like on their lap, and they're just looking at each other quietly
Oh.
because Istanbul isn't a big talker.
Mhm.
Cut to Darcian's place, and they have a
and in the
guitar
words of
in
Frey and
Epada's
stuff,
name.
Darcian's cupboard.
Darcian's cupboard, and there's a guitar in her hand, and Ulrich is like behind her. He's like, "All right, now put your hands here and here, and there you go." And, he's got her playing like something on the guitar, and the hands just like,
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, I love the idea of fan art for all of our characters, but I just really want someone to draw the hand, man.
I want
Oh,
the
geez, yeah.
Elpada Ulrich hand concert is what I want.
Just jamming
Just
on this
on a
like, little
couch with like bookshelves and like the hand just made a mess
Yeah.
of my whole cupboard.
so he touches your minds for a minute, and he looks
Oh,
at
no.
you, and he just smiles, and he's like, "Wake up." But
Oh,
I'm gonna give everybody a full round before he gets to go. So Frey and Bridget, you have a round to do something.
Oh, he's gonna try and wake Henri up. Is that what you said?
He just says, "Wake up." That's what he said.
Oh no, this is bad.
I'm charging in.
Okay.
He knows.
Oh, this is bad.
I got an 8, which
He gets another full round. Is that Darcian too?
+2
Or did
No,
Darcian already go?
not
no,
me.
right?
No.
Because we both went. Yeah.
for another 10 damage.
Okay.
Oof.
I'm gonna tell him, you think nihilism makes you sophisticated? You're just a bully. You couldn't cut it at the game, so you're trying to wipe the board like a temperamental child.
You say that and you run up and you just slash into this guy. And this time you cut deep. Like deep into the shoulder and like into the chest cavity. And like almost through him because the hollow men aren't composed of conventional matter the way you and I are. But you cut through him and he's like guttering now. And you slash him bad. And he's kind of laughing though. He's like, it's too late. It's too late.
Look at me.
Bridget,
This got real terrifying.
what do you got?
All right.
The stakes have been raised.
Bridget is going to dart towards him, and as she does, is going to cast because I can combine spells, like right, Eye of Amonis is still on me while I can do another spell that lasts for some time.
Yeah.
And as she runs and very purposefully gets with Frey so that they're blocking his vision from Henri, casts Wings of Fear.
Whoa.
So remember earlier how I joked about not being good at body horror, but playing a lot of body horror characters?
Yes,
Here's body
you
horror
did.
with Bridget round 2.
Yeah.
So still with the giant self and the fangs and the claws.
What color eyes? What color eyes though?
Oh, they're still yellow.
Okay, just check.
Oh, they're still yellow.
Okay.
Here's the way it's described. Wings made of dark strands and screaming skulls appear at my back, granting me the ability to float and hover in the air, moving no more closer than a close distance each round. Anyone who can see me is so unnerved that their next action is hindered by 1. Now, it is a gold spell. Can
Let's
I
go.
use the gold effect instead of a bonus to just only have it affect him and not have it scare my friends?
I'll give you both. I'll let it hinder just him and hinder him too. I don't care.
And
Okay.
fuck not.
Wild.
Yeah.
So she just wants to become big and terrifying, and then she's gonna go in for the fucking slash and just fuck his day up.
Go for it. Roll to see if you hit him.
Okay.
Well, first roll to see if the first spell takes effect, actually.
Yeah, it says +1 die, so that's 2 magic dice.
Yep.
What do I have to roll above?
He's an 8, but gold is 2, so that's down to a 6.
6 plus Darcian makes 5.
5. Yep.
Okay. And I have to use 5 sorcery to cast it. Okay, so I just have to roll 5 or higher. Okay, no flux, and 1 was a 5.
All right.
Oh,
All right,
just
so
made it.
he's like not happy about your golden wings.
Not happy.
I'd say these big gold wings like grow out of your back and actually kind of like swoop around him a little bit.
Yeah, she's trying to just
like kind of like contain him so he can't get out.
really,
right?
yeah, keep him in, but also make sure that Frey still has full access to kick
Yep.
his ass.
Does
Just
that
lock us
make
in
my
together.
does that make
Cool
my
with that.
counter spell harder because I can't see him, or
No.
am I have the threat
Because
now?
she said it doesn't affect him. You've got the beat on him. So
Okay.
that's fine. Now
Yeah,
that was
so
a
there's
spell
only a-
though. So you cast a spell. Technically, I don't think you could attack too.
Oh,
Fair.
I can't.
Yeah,
that's
as
it.
you took
That's
an
fine.
action.
It,
So yeah.
it still fucks up his whole next thing.
So he's hindered on his next thing. So
Yep.
cool. All right. That would be his. Everybody went then, right? And Darcian, did you go?
Yep.
Yes, you did. So everybody went. So that's him now. So he's hindered. 8, 6.
Oh man, I'm so worried about my next roll.
Oh, man.
My next counter spell.
I
roll.
love the idea of like just Henri seeing this recognition, her eyes just like growing wide in fear, and then just Bridget just taking up her vision with these huge wings and just like covering.
which
Ugh.
were described as terrifying with skulls and stuff. But
Yes,
that's, you know,
yeah,
that's nice.
of
too,
black
whatever. Yeah,
strands
sure.
and skulls. Yeah.
But it's Bridget. Okay, yeah, she's a little terrifying, but it's fine. It's still Bridget. Well, mostly.
Yeah.
It's fine. Drana's having a
It's
field day.
Bridget
as
and
well.
friends.
It's
Bridget
Bridget
and
and
friends.
Yeah, that's
So
how I've been
he's- so
describing
he's-
them. It's
These
Bridget
wings
though.
kind of wrap around him, and he's like, he looks at them because he's feeling like definitely hemmed in, but he's still laughing, and he's like, "You're too late," and he tries to cast something, but he begins to like almost flicker, but the wings keep him here.
Oh, he tried to shift again.
So he's stuck here for this round at least. And we can
Yeah.
do, if you want to go again, Henry, we can do you. And then do that.
I haven't
or-
thought about anything
Or
yet.
let's do Darcian actually, because you have a 2
Yeah.
man thing. So let's see how that rolls.
All right. So yeah, the
Actually, back up a minute, okay? Sorry. 2 things. Number 1, he the wings, he tries to like do something, and you can tell like his power affects him differently. And as you two are closest to him, Bridget and Frey, you see like that like pallidness and the almost featurelessness of him, almost like it's starting to shift a little bit. And there's some fear
Like
in
what
his eyes. He's
happened
like
to
he's looking
Enigma?
at his hand, and it doesn't look like he's feeling something that he's not happy with, and the wings are like, he tries to shift out of here. You recognize he was trying to cast a teleport spell. Didn't work. He got stuck by the wings. And something else is affecting him. You guys don't know what it is. Darcian, go for it.
yeah, Darcian, the visual I think is while like, you know, he's cornered with these wings and Frey just hacking away and yelling at him and you know, reminding him of the futility of his goals and like, you know what I mean, like just Darcian, we see Darcian and you see that in front of them, but they are like, there's like a visual of them like literally holding like a thread piercing through everything on the way towards like the core of this the Bornless One, and you see them begin just doing like hand gestures and like unweaving the magic that it is. And like I think that it looks almost like roots of a tree with 10 occasionally.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's the
And
modality.
it's the same thing of like pulling a root out of like a deep
Yeah.
earth. You're like, you have to really pull on this. So yeah, go.
Darcian is realizing their theories on modalities. He might be onto something, and he's going to be the next Johannes to saying that nobody listens to because he's a crazy kook. But whatever, you know, whatever. Here goes. Oh man. So what do I got to roll on this? We decided there was an 8 or higher. Okay.
No, we knocked it. It was a 7 once we knocked everything off of it, wasn't it?
Okay. That's either way. Here goes. I rolled a 6 and a 7, so I got the 7.
You
So.
did. Okay.
The root is pulled, and whatever that happens to be at that point, my hand that just goes right to the statue of Neheb Cow, and I think Darcian wants to start like slowly, confidently walking towards the Bornless One.
You can get right over to him this round because I'm gonna tell you,
Okay.
you got his soul back, dude. So you can do it this round.
Okay.
Go for it. Yeah.
Shit.
While this dude is changing, Frey is like, look at me.
He's
Show
like
me
he's
what
beginning
you
to
want.
shift, and like he used to look really cool, like nondescript and like evil, but he's starting to
Used to look
shift
really
into
cool.
like, you're seeing like some like old age spots on his head and like gray hair, and like his hands are like same thing, like old age spots and like wrinkled old hands, and he's like, what? Fucking serpent. And he sees Darcian like walking towards him, and as you walk right up, how do you want to give him his soul back?
Yeah, I think that Darcian, like much like Frey wanted to eat Drusilla, and Bridget said, I'm going to be slightly more merciful and send her back to the place she doesn't want to be because it's truly what she is and she needs to own up to that. Darcian wants to do the exact same thing to the Bornless One, where
She's
they don't
gonna
even
make
look
him born
angry.
again. Yep.
Yeah, they don't even look angry. Darcian just walks forward and like is smirking down at this statue, and like it looks like their other hand is holding onto something, and like they're like walking along, you know what I mean? Like, and that hand just goes right into, and like Darcian, if it's fine with you ladies, walks casually between the two of you as you're like standing there ready to fight.
Oh yeah, Bridget
And-
just missenses Darcy and just wing opens and then
And Darcian's hand just goes right to like the chest, the core of the Bornless One, and just says like, thanks for the hint about the serpents. They tempt, they devour, but some of them deliver your soul. And just kind of like places it into like a like light hole of the Bornless One's chest as it
Yeah,
just like
and just like poof. As you do that, like everything kind of like it hits him with like a wave of energy, and you guys kind of get pushed back a little bit, and all the like the darkness and shadow that was around him kind of melts away, and he's just like standing there as just like an old guy. Like Benjamin Franklin kind of hair, you know how it's long, but like kind of like thin, real thin on the top, and just like
I knew it. It's
Old,
been
old,
Mitch McConnell the whole time.
yes, yes. Lich, it's not. It's
Lich
Lich
McConnell?
McConnell, and he's just like he's just looking at his hands,
I
and he's
fucking
looking.
knew it.
He's like, I'm alive again, and he just looks at you, Frey, and it's just like all sorts of fear in his eyes.
Last chance. Where is she?
I, she gave her soul up voluntarily. I can't. Hanging around her neck is a key. You do see that in his old, like, hairy man chest. His robe's kind of open, and there's a key there. What does it look like to you?
oh look at Jess's face. She's like, don't you
To
do it.
me, it's a very simple, almost crude key carved of bone.
Okay, human bone, we'll say too.
I am gonna reach out for the key.
Okay,
I'm gonna like stalk up to him, like bearing down on him. I'm just gonna try to yank it off of his neck.
yanks right off easily, and he just kind of like falls to his knees. Ugh. And he's bleeding a bit profusely because you slashed him. He's all slashed up.
Bridget, can you come here for a moment?
She kind of lands from where she was hovering and walks right up next to Frey. And she shakes her head for a minute and both blue eyes come back.
Can you afford us some privacy? Nodding to her wings.
She just nods and just, if I can rule of cool this,
Mm-hmm.
just fans them out. And standing with her back to Frey? Is that what she's looking for?
Just for you to kind of like shield them from the others in the room. Like
Okay.
wrap around.
Yep. so
Yeah,
that
I was
she
gonna
will-
go check on Henri anyway, so
Yeah, so she'll with facing to make sure she's covering everything around them.
Frey is gonna kind of kneel in front of this decrepit old just bitter piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Looking him in the eyes, and she's gonna say in a like very low voice to Bridget, one more favor, Fred. Close your eyes.
She hesitates, but closes her eyes.
You look at me.
He just
And
looks,
she'll grab his chin if she has to lift his face up.
yeah, you have to. And he looks you in the eye.
I'm gonna use my secret soul.
Oh,
She's gonna stare into his eyes and let that little sliver of absolute nothing that has always lived inside her open up. Maybe it's the same nothing that he thinks he's wanted all his life. He's finally getting it now. And I am going to erase him permanently, forever, from everything.
ooh. Okay.
nuts.
You do that, and you grab him. You like force him to look him in the eye, and he's afraid, and he's not happy to be alive again, in the conventional sense. And you look at him. With your permission, I'm gonna rule a cool something here. Okay. So if you want to void this out, void it out. All right. But you look at him, and you just like pour all of that like malice that you've had for a very long time into him, and it just flows right out of your eyes into his eyes. And as you do, he grays again, and he begins to lose everything that made him just begins to disappear. And as you do, you feel energy flowing out of you, right? And it flows all into him, and he just grays and grays and grays, and eventually he grays so much that it's just like ash. It was just like an ash or a sandcastle, like in your hand, and it just kind of falls apart, and it just blows away. But when he does do that, you feel very different. You feel both lighter, and you realize that your back has changed. It's not the same anymore.
Whoa.
It's just the back again.
She's gonna let out a deep breath and just sort of squeeze the key in her hand. And then she's just kind of lean back against Bridget's leg. Let her head kind of rest against her thigh and say thank you.
Bridget just kind of slides down, so she's still supporting Frey, and just wraps her wings around them to let Frey have however long of a moment she needs.
You take a moment, but then as you do, something cracks far above you and just falls and hits the floor.
Yep. It's all coming down.
Yep.
After that happens, she'll just give Bridget a quick hug, and then she'll stand and be like, we gotta go.
Okay, how?
Henri.
Yeah. As that's happening, Darcian wanted to check in with Henri, noticing the horror that came across her face when she connected. And Darcian just walks over to her, like while Frey's doing this. Is she okay?
I mean, she was worried because he knows. But now she's worried because she knows Frey and her revenge. No, she's not okay.
But as you walk over to check on her again, the place starts coming apart.
Crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We will figure it out. Should we get to Elpada?
Yeah. Yes.
Has anyone seen Enigma? No.
Still at the door.
He's you see him like someone. He's just like peeking through the door, like what the fuck.
Time to go, Enigma.
He's like,
When I
"God."
checked my roll, Bridget's terrifying face is still there.
Nice.
Okay.
All right,
She's
so you
still huge.
hustle out, you hustle down that sloping corridor. As you do, the serpents are just like falling and crumbling. You get into the main antechamber where that pit and that well is, and when you run past of it, all of you can see this now and hear it. Like voices are whispering. You hear all this like whispering, and some of it sounds like screaming, some of it sounds like singing, talking, and these like souls are just flying up out of the void and just like wisping off into you don't know where.
Wow.
Just going somewhere.
Wherever half oblivion souls go.
and you run, you book it past that. Frey, I imagine you probably stop for a minute and look to see if you see any familiar faces. But unfortunately you don't. And you get out. Yeah, there you go. Darcian yanks you out. And you get out just as the place
And I
kinda
yell,
just,
I
like,
have a
crumbles to
theory.
nothing.
Like as I grab her and she's looking for something, I
Like,
go, don't
it's
worry,
a-
I have a theory. And I just grab her. And I
I'll after a moment of hesitation, just sort of skipping along with Darcy, and I will commit to running forward.
Sure.
I'm gonna live.
and you run out.
Darcian, I should probably mention, I don't exactly know how to wake up. I usually just fall through another portal.
yeah, right. Do you make these portals? Can we find a portal?
So you run out into the dark, and just as you get into the deeps of sleep,
Anywhere's
the
better than here.
the fortress behind you just crumbles.
Mm.
You said anywhere is better than here?
I'm straight to hell.
And just give me 1 second. And as you're there, it's floating again in the absolutely depths of subconscious and dream. And you have Enigma with you, who's just like, holy shit.
Now he just looks like a
But now he's like, yeah, he's a
redheaded
freckled,
idiot.
redheaded guy. You've rescued a ginger.
Troy?
Yeah, Troy.
Are you describing Troy?
Christian, is he a freckled redheaded guy because he had no soul?
No,
Oh,
I just like to
no.
say that to Troy. Gingers have souls.
This one does now.
He does
Yeah.
now. He has it back. He
We
did
made
not
sure
for a
of it.
while.
That was our whole quest, guys.
to prove that gingers have souls.
Giving gingers souls.
So, but you're floating there, and Henry, you feel a familiar feeling.
Oh, snap.
It's that dream feeling that you've been having. And it's just pulling you from the distance, just like home, or just a happy feeling, or a welcoming feeling.
Okay, there. We have to go there.
Lead the way.
I'll float us all that direction.
All right, so she floats off, and you float after her, and you float for what seems like a little bit of a while, but time is hard. It's hard to tell how time passes here, and I imagine Frey, for example, you're processing a lot right now, so you're not really paying that much attention. Darcian and Bridget, I don't know. Bridget, you're still terrifying.
Her wings at some point do just vanish.
Yeah, and Darcian, I don't know what you're thinking, although you're probably obsessing over your theories.
Yeah, no, 100% in their thoughts.
I think Bridget does purposefully get rid of the chaos now that she's not worried about fighting right now and just existing.
Okay, so you're just yourself again, and Henry, you're flowing towards this, and what you see eventually is, and as you float again, you see things kind of shifting in the darkness past you. Nothing comes to bother you guys though, and you see a point of light in the distance, and you just start heading towards that light. And as you do, it begins to feel as if you're swimming up out of deeper water into shallower water. That's the best way I could describe it. And eventually you walk out of the shallows into the sunlight, right? And you're on the shores of this island. Very similar to your first dream. And it's just a beautiful island. And you just feel very happy here. All of you feel very welcomed here. Just very like a welcoming feeling. Something that you haven't felt, some of you, in a very long time. And you're on a beach. What do you do?
Just gonna fall down on the beach and kind of sit there, like legs half in the water, sword still clutched in one hand.
I'm gonna just try and take everything in because it's been a long time since I've had this dream this clear. I'm gonna touch the sand.
Sure. Kind of try to take it all in.
Yeah.
Welcome to New Jersey. Yes, that's exactly where you are.
Otter poet, no.
You touch the sand and there's like a used heroin needle in it.
Quick, Bridget, get us out of here. Take us to hell.
Hell is better.
Hell is preferable to New Jersey. So I'm just going to tell a very quick aside funny story with a game my son and I play. So my son and I have this like made up superhero game we play occasionally. Not the Mutants and Mastermind game, just a goofy thing we'll goof around with. But as my son plays the superheroes, the worst thing that they do when they capture a villain is they throw him to New Jersey.
It's the worst fate.
Yep, that's what they do. So instead of putting him in jail, they just chuck him to New Jersey. So anyway, back to Darcian, Bridget. What are you guys doing on the shores of this island?
Darcian finds a branch or like a twig or something that they can draw, or they have their sword cane, so they have their cane.
Yep.
They begin drawing the map of the suns with the 10th sun in it, and they begin getting ready to go over their theory with these three or whoever. Like if we go back to Istanbull.
Bridget, what are you doing?
You're like pulls out a whiteboard.
Yeah. Yep. Who's ready for a lecture?
Yeah.
Bridget is just watching. She is watching all three of them and knows they're all kind of in their own moment. And although she feels welcome and comfortable, it is very weird for her to feel that. So she is still on a bit on edge and is kind of playing bodyguard.
Okay. Henry, as you're trying to kind of take this in, you feel a voice. You don't really hear it. But it says, Henry, you're finally here. And you look around and you see staring at, this is your stereotypical island with palm trees and everything. Standing kind of at the edge of the forest is a woman. Just wearing a toga. Absolutely beautiful woman, long dark hair, beautiful skin. Almost radiant, like the light that's here is all coming from her. Even though you're in the depths of sleep and subconscious, all the light that's here is coming from this woman. And she just kind of walks out onto the sand, but she doesn't touch the sand as she walks. She walks over it. And she just walks up to all of you, actually. You all see her. And she reaches out for you, though, particularly Henri, for your hand. And she's
No.
smiling.
I'll take
she
her
goes-
hand and smile back.
You found me.
I tried.
You did very well. All of you did very well.
It's Pandora, isn't it?
No.
No.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
She laughs. She laughs and she goes, no. No.
Shit, I thought I remembered.
I am Agape.
Darcian looks up and points at the 10th son of the thing. Goes, no, never mind.
What
The
was
lady
it?
who let
I am
Elpada
Agape.
out?
No, Pandora was the one who released Elpada.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
One could say I am her mother, Agape. One could say I'm the mother of all. I am very much like Elpada. Elpada brings hope to the world. It's what her name means. That's true. If you translate Greek, Elpada is hope in Greek. I spent the last
Nailed
month and a
it.
half hoping you people would not go to Google Translate.
I
It's
did
not-
Google Translate and I couldn't find it.
You probably spelled
That's
it wrong.
so funny.
I probably spelled it wrong, I
It's
think.
because it's EL, but and agape, of course, is selfless love.
Oh, wow.
What do I do now that I found you? That's all I was doing.
I hid myself here because I was afraid. Those things you got rid of, they were looking for all of us.
Yeah, they said you were scared.
Others of us are hidden all over the actuality. Elpada had guardians. Her sisters didn't. They were some of her sisters did, others didn't. I hid myself here. One time, I saw you go by, and you were just so free and so full of love yourself that I couldn't help myself because I've been here a very long time, so I reached out to you. Through dreams, because that's where I am. I don't have to necessarily be anymore. And I owe that to you, so thank you.
You owe that to them too.
I know.
Looks at Frey.
So I'm going to reward them. One of you is not here, unfortunately.
He's watching our bodies back in the actuality.
You must tell him this. And this is important for you too, Frey. You and he are linked in a way. You've both lost your mothers. However, not everything that's lost is lost permanently. There is a place.
Darcian kind of like points at his his like lecture materials. He's like,
100% attention is on this being right now.
There is a place under the golden sun called the Requiest's Abbey. Within there are what are called monks of remembrance. Some people go there to forget. Others go there to remember. As long as a memory remains, something can be brought back. Do you remember enough?
I remember her singing and brushing my hair.
Perhaps I can help you again. And she comes right up to you. And she kind of reaches out and holds your hand and looks in your eyes. And she says to you, and the songbirds are singing like they know the score. And I love you, love you, love you, love you, like nevermore. And with that, as she touches you, you remember her face too.
She looks like shocked.
Take that with you.
Her hands are shaking a little. Thank you.
All mothers love their children, and so that is a part of me. I'm glad I could share it back with you. She loved you very much. She was deceived into making some poor choices, but that doesn't mean they can't be undone.
I was too.
That doesn't make you any less. And she turns to Darcian. Well, I can tell by looking at you, I think you already got your reward.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Is it right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Darcy's just
Yes.
like, am I right?
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
right. You are correct.
Yeah, they just you know what, their water form looks like a geyser.
Arcene's reward is just affirmation of their correctness.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
yep,
Your
yep.
theory.
Yeah. Yep. My theory is right. That's all that matters. He is
Yes,
ecstatic.
you are
You're
correct.
They are
it's a
ecstatic.
theorem now.
Yeah. They
There have
are.
been things that have been lost that you can help reclaim if you choose.
I plan to.
We would thank you for that. And turns to Bridget. I fear I might not be the one to reward you, but there is indeed a reward coming for you.
I look at her and then I look at Henry and then I look at Darcy.
I don't think she means that kind of reward, Frey.
She smirks at that and catches your eye, Frey.
I'm fucking right too.
And she does look though back at the two of you, Darcian and Bridget, and she says, still though, don't, the two of you, don't study too much.
Oh.
It legitimately,
Like fixing her hair and looking away, just like red.
it legitimately takes Darcian a good few seconds of like looking around and realizing that Agape was talking about them, and
What this
then they're like, Henry. Definitely not Frey. No offense, but and then they look at Bridget, and then they see Bridget blushing, and then they go,
Oh.
They
have another theory.
yeah. I think how that happens is Darcian kind of like drops their sword cane and they're drawing in the sand and walks over and looks at Bridget and holds her hand again with the ashes and the watery hands and everything, and then just says, I'm sorry, when do I meet the rest of you?
You've met all of us accidentally. I can introduce you whenever.
Formally sounds great.
There's 3 others.
Yes,
I hope that's not too much.
I've met Drana. She owes me a handshake.
I do recall that. We are all always present when another is at the front.
Well, I like more to learn.
More to love.
That's what Henry says.
Orgies.
Wow, that is not what I meant.
And somehow we always wind up there, don't
body.
we?
Wow, that is not what I meant.
Wow.
More to love. Orgies.
Anyway,
Wow.
Agape-
and fade. And
Agape
fade.
says, you should all wake up now.
Oh, that's so
Our
funny.
last friend. We'll take it to him.
Yes, tell him of the Golden Sun.
He'll know how to find it.
I believe the key would help you all.
Yeah, I look down at the key still in my hand.
Still looks like a bone to you because it always looks like what you want. But he goes, but perhaps you can share that with him. He's been longing to hear his mother for a long time.
Be nice to have company on such a long journey.
Yes.
Ray, do you think I'd really let you go without me?
I just want to say, Amber, Ray and stuff says Marv has entered the chat at your comment.
Orgies.
Hey, we're gonna get this started or what?
Oh no.
Fucking
I
Marv.
still live in fear every
Always
day
there.
the day I commit to watching Grandma Squad.
My
Oh.
lord.
Still haven't watched it.
That's right.
Oh goodness.
That's right.
You're in for a ride.
I'm sure.
Just Marv goodness.
Darcian said they said that they wanted to start traveling.
I was just gonna say, if
So,
Bridget and Frey are going on a journey, that's like the perfect opportunity for
sounds like a road trip.
road trip.
Whole crew. The hands just driving like low rider style.
Dude, get that back together.
I imagine the hand actually is more like one of us is driving, then the hand comes out of nowhere and yanks the wheel, and we'll just.
Well, no, the hand just
No.
keeps changing the radio.
Yeah.
No, fuck, stop
Turning
it.
it
I
up.
like that song.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
So we
Yep.
I'll show you the way back. And she just kind of reaches out and touches you on the head. And you feel like, again, the feeling is actually of going up through the water column and ascending. And all of a sudden you all wake up. And Istanbul's there. And he's like, everything okay?
I've got good news. We got
is-
one.
Frey kind of holds her hand out and then slowly opens it.
He's like, and he like instinctually just like reaches right for it, but then he stops himself at the last end and he looks at Henry and you should take it, Henry.
It's yours. I found what I wanted. Technically, it's yours and Frey's.
Istanbul, we're going to the same door.
What do you mean?
The Hall of Remembrance. Or I wrote this down.
Requiesce
Requiesce
Abbey.
Abbey.
Yeah, the
The
Requiesce Abbey
monks, with the monks there, the monks of
of
remembrance.
Remembrance.
What's that?
It's a place where anything that's still remembered anywhere can be kept,
I mean,
intended to, and retrieved.
Mom, too? And he just like tears are just like rolling out of his eyes. And
If you remember her.
I do. Every night. Oh,
Then we'll go.
okay. Okay.
And I think we'll have friends.
Okay. So you I'll say you eventually head back to Darcian's crawl space and you find Ulrich
Is
and
Elpada
the hand.
okay?
Yeah, they're fine. She's fine.
Oh my god.
Her face is just like covered in sticky like sugar residue, and she's like literally in a fun sugar coma, like on the couch.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what happened. She ate all the candy and she had a sugar coma. She's just out. Ulrich is just like sitting there. He somehow got like a 30-pack of beer, and it's just like empty cans are just all over the place. And he's just like sitting there like with his like stomach out, like drinking one, and the hand is like at the windowsill with one.
Just a hand drink.
Just the hand. And you walk in and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, boss? Oh, sorry. No, she's fine. And he's like trying to like get rid of the cans. And he's like, "Yeah, nothing happened. The kid's fine. It's cool."
I know she's fine. Thank you.
Cool. So I guess we're good.
You're good.
All right. Hey, Darcian, right?
Yes.
Can I come back and hang out with this guy a couple times? Sometimes it's like
The
pretty
hand
cool.
doesn't live. This isn't.
That's not what he said.
New
Yeah,
roommate.
no. You know, hold on, wait.
Everyone is moving
More-
into your crawl space.
More to love.
He's like, cool, man, thanks. And he just poofs out. And the hand is
Yeah,
like,
thank you. That's what I wanted.
What?
And orgy.
Cutest couple, the hand and Ulrich.
Aw.
Aw. And their sometimes adopted daughter, Elpada.
and Pada's like, everything's okay, isn't it? I can just tell.
We met your mom.
Oh, I would like to go see her again.
Or was it Pandora's mom? We met
No,
someone. Oh,
Agape.
No,
Agape
no,
was her mom.
Agape is her
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Agape is her mom.
I would like to go see her one day. I guess I could now.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
Or she might come visit you even. I think she's
I hope
thinking
she
of getting
does.
out of it.
I hope she does. Bridget,
Yeah.
you get a feeling that you need to be seen somewhere away from all these people.
Ah.
Gotta
Just
go.
into Darcian's summoning room because you've
Yep,
summoned a
The
couple
infernal
things.
beeper.
She's just gonna one moment. Sorry. And she'll just like go into the orb room.
So you go into the orb room and like sitting there like on one of the tables with his legs crossed, sipping a cup of tea with his sixth pinky up, is Arotha. And he's like, well,
Hello.
I
Things
see
went
young
well.
love is progressing quite well.
Oh, that's not the focus of this conversation, is it?
Well, it could be.
What do you mean?
Oh, you're so boring. Fine. Listen, he just puts his tea down, stands up, and goes, you did a really good job. So, you get a reward. Close your eyes. You don't trust me?
No, I trust you. I'm just laughing at something someone said earlier. And she just closes her eyes and shuts up.
And you whoosh, you feel like a bunch of energy just surge over you. And then eventually you open your eyes. And you feel in your mind like, see you soon. But when you open your eyes, you feel very different. And why don't you describe to everyone what walks out of the room?
So after a couple of quiet minutes, the door reopens, and you hear the normal bare padded feet of Bridget. But if anyone turns to look at her, she looks mostly the same. But there on her head are 4 eyes. 1 blue, 1 pink, 1 orange, and 1 yellow. But the other major change is her hair. Instead of just the long, stick straight orange hair, it is still orange, but it takes on the appearance of magma.
Nice.
It is long and flowing and this vivid, glowing orange red. And she kind of brushes a hand through it, and it lifts up with her hand, but does that slow fall back to where it was over her shoulder, as it's got that slow consistency. And she just kind of looks around with all 4 eyes and just says, "We got our reward."
Looks like we're gonna need a whole tour bus for the road trip. All right.
And with that, I'll say we'll jump ahead a little bit, maybe a couple weeks. And at the edge of the fade, where the city of Saturnine literally just fades away into nothing, there are docks. And the docks are actually just a huge tower with spires coming off of it. Because what docks at these docks are sunships. And what the sunships are these huge, imagine a flying living whale with like a thing on its back for people to sit on and spend time on, cabins and such, because they go from sun to sun. And today a sunship is departing for the golden sun. And describe how everyone's showing up on the dock to leave.
All right. Frey's showing up in some ripped jeans with her leather jacket and some shades on. And she's got some snacks. She's got like a pack of beer.
Jerky.
She's got some jerky, some road snacks. Ready to go.
Huh?
And she's got a very uncharacteristic slight smile on her face, like looking optimistic.
And as you're standing there smiling, you're the first one there. You hear kind of a limp, like a thumping limp, and you see this massive minotaur in a really posh suit kind of come up and sit down next to you, and he's got like a leather like
Briefcase?
No, not a briefcase, like a duffel bag, nice leather duffel bag, and he's just like looks at you, and he just like, I really can't.
Yep.
I haven't heard my mom's voice or anything in so long.
Do you want to tell me about her?
It was just really nice, and she just made the best chocolate chip cookies. She would sing to me. I could hear. I miss her singing a lot.
My mom sang too.
What was the song she sang to you?
Songbird. It's a song from the shadow and
Yeah,
from the
I
actuality.
know it. It's what my mom used to sing to me. Fated companions, baby.
Nice.
Who shows up next? Henry, you're probably last because you're always late.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. That's true. I'm lost. I'm
Right.
lost.
You got the map upside down again?
Yep.
And then I'll stop Istanbull from taking some of the jerky. I'll be like, you don't want it.
Okay. He has his own snacks. He's like
Ooh.
Aunt May packed me some stuff. He's got like
Demon jerky.
some bar peanuts.
It could be me or Bridget, I guess.
Or you guys could come
Show
right
up together.
Come
together.
together.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
do they show up separately or do they show up together?
We can show up together.
All right. Bridget still has her. She sort of still has her shadow dress, but she's made some adjustments. It's the same top. The sleeves have actually been cut at the shoulders, and instead of it being a full gown, it's like the back half, so that the front is open, and she's got just like essentially a pair of comfy pants underneath, just like leggings or something, and she's actually wearing boots.
Nice.
And her magma hair is tied up in a flowing high ponytail.
Ooh, love it.
Nice. Darcian is wearing like that late 19th century, early 20th century, like they're wearing their shadow clothes. Like they look like they're wearing like the Egyptian, British going out into the desert to, find artifacts. You know what I mean? Like that, yeah, like explorers.
It's like a tweed explorer's outfit.
Yeah. Their hair is I think close cropped this time, and they have like a hat on and like a pith helmet. They look ridiculous.
Dork.
Yeah, they look like such a dork. And they have a like way too big of a backpack, like way too big. Like it's like up above the shoulders and then all the way down to like the butt, and it's just full of books and
Hey, it's the guide.
yeah, and it's just full of their books and their notes and stuff like that. And they basically they show up and they just say like,
chat.
yes, pip pip cheerio. Yes, exactly. They basically show up and they just say like, Frey, every time I bring it up, you find a way to slip away. But guess what? We're going to be on one of these whale things soon. So I would like your opinion on my theories. I've brought everything that I
Crack one of my beers.
yeah.
Start
And so
drinking.
Darcian puts their big backpack down and starts opening it up. It just goes like which of these do you think more clearly demonstrates my theory of the
Man, you know I dropped out of college, right?
yeah, right. And like, yeah,
As you
they-
say
they-
that, a four-armed ticket guy comes out and he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to begin boarding soon. If you could all get your tickets ready, and we'll be departing shortly. So this is your last call."
Ticket. Oh,
Has
Yeah,
anyone
ticket
heard from
fee.
Henry?
Trust me,
you'll make it.
she'll be here.
I love the idea of this whale starting to like float off, and Henry's like running down
So that's
the
exactly what
street.
happened. So eventually, like, you're like, "No, she'll be here." You get your
Make it.
tickets, you get on, you get your seat, and
still
like
gonna-
you know, like it's like they go through like the boarding stuff. It's like if it was a flight, you get that stupid thing where they show you how to buckle like the seatbelt and everything, and then finally they're like, "Okay, we'll be departing," and you hear like, "Wait,"
Yep.
and
Yep.
Henry comes
I
running
love,
up.
yeah, running. Henry's like running.
Reduction in whale pressure.
She's got a fresh set of runes kind of blowing in her wind robes around her through her hair. And she's just going to leap off the dock and hopefully, with a gust of wind, land on the whale.
Yep. And they
And,
take your ticket, and you find your seat with the others.
Yep.
And-
And she's going to find some of the snacks that Darcian has hidden in his pack for her. And
So you
Leaving
find
a
some
handful of
You find some
pistachios.
pistachios.
there you go. Handful of
pistachios.
pistachios that Darcian has hidden in his pack.
And yeah, and as you're going through it, you're
Piction's
just like,
back in the bag as you're eating them.
Darcian goes to put back a couple of books and like grab something else and just reaches in and just goes, "The hand."
Hi, what did
You
it
have a
take
power
today?
book in
Yeah,
their
this-
hands.
yeah.
And you're like, no,
What does he pull out of what does Darcian pull out that the
What the
hand
hand
left
has
in there
put-
for him and took something that he wanted to take? That, you know, the hand just pops out of it.
And the
fuzzy.
hand's just like,
Coming on the road trip, too.
Just throwing all of my stuff off the side of the
Party
whale.
of 6.
that's awesome. And with that, the sunship departs. You guys sail off to the Golden Sun. And that's been Invisible Sun.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
That was
We got
crazy.
another happy ending, guys. Wow.
It was a crazy ending.
Did!
It was a crazy ending. Oh man.
Wow. I'm so glad I got to use my secret soul.
Secret soul.
Yeah.
Nice. You know, I was thinking about using mine too, because mine was the child, but then I forgot what it did. My iPad died,
Hard
so I
to
couldn't
look
look it up.
In this game.
Yeah.
Characters' pools are all refreshed and they gain 1 joy. I have it up because I was looking at them.
Hydrate.
I had the
Oh, we don't to hydrate. Doc.
I had
hydration.
the
Thank you,
I had the
Dr. Ward.
doctor,
Thank
which
you.
is all about knowledge, but in the end, it was
Ah.
just like giving me bonus dice to like, you know, knowledge rolls or whatever. But
In an irony that I did not set up when I made this character, Bridget's was the eye.
wow,
Wow.
that's really
Wow,
funny.
all of ours are really befitting.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine
And
was so relevant to the theme of the adventure too. I was like,
Yeah.
100%.
this?
the eye's ability is the character
Yeah, dude.
vanishes until the sun next sets, having retreated into their own soul. When they reappear, it is wherever they wish,
That's wild.
That's awesome.
which is very Bridget.
All right, well, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was
Uh,
nuts.
So
Dude, you erased the eraser.
I did.
I was like, oh shit.
It's ironic too because he'd been looking
That was
for
good.
Oblivion his whole life, thinking that's what he wanted, and then
We
spent
took
the
it
whole
away,
time.
and then you gave it to him.
But you gave it to him once he like couldn't erase everything anymore. Like he
Yeah.
came back.
Just
to
him.
it. Yeah.
Which is, I mean, if your
Befitting
goal is to
punishment.
erase everything and then your everything is erased, do you know the difference?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. It's interesting because I was gonna go with originally like he was alive again and he was gonna have to die and like go through the cycle of going through the pale and everything, which is not what he wanted. But then you just blasted him, and I
That
was,
was
like,
so much
fuck,
better.
That was awesome. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so much better.
Mhm.
That was a lot of fun.
Badass.
Oh
That
my
was cool,
god.
guys.
Yeah.
Still
So-
don't understand anything about this
No,
game.
I don't understand the
No,
rules
it's
at all.
Yeah.
But the
very
lore
beautiful.
is freaking awesome.
Yeah, the
Yes.
world
The
is
lore's
so cool.
cool.
And
Yeah,
you can take it
make
and
some
just
really awesome
make
characters.
any weird shit you want.
Just roll d10s and see how you feel.
I super love the Weaver.
Yeah, Weaver's great.
Right.
All of them were great though. Like Darcy,
Vance was
all-
actually
everybody
pretty
had their
hard.
Moments. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
I
advanced
think it
last
just
time and I
made
was like,
me
oh,
a swordsman.
I was really nervous about Goetic because I was like, well, this fits everything I want to do perfectly, but it's like, I don't know how this ritual works. And then I did it like a couple times and I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad actually. As long
I
as
don't
none of us
think-
were makers.
I wouldn't. I actually would have like ask someone to be like not be a maker, honestly.
Oh, see, that's
If-
funny because I
yeah.
Fuck that.
If anything, it would be right.
yeah, if we ever played this again, I certainly wouldn't play Advance. But
Well, Mr. Rainey, we could conceivably have a sequel because you're golden to the Golden Sun. And I had said that to you guys earlier. Like
That's true.
I've loved these characters so much. I wanted to get my hope was we could get to something where like if we ever wanted to pick them up again, we could.
yeah,
So
Trouble at the Abbey.
It's possible.
So good. I will go briefly because we are coming up on 3.5 hours, but should I
Yeah,
explain
we've
Bridget's
gone very long.
eyes?
yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
hold on. Before you do, let me
Theories.
Oh my god, yes, I want to know your Rainy, tell me your theories.
Okay, so blue is normal. Blue is just regular Bridget. Orange, I obviously don't have any names or anything like that, but I have like what I kind of got from every time they were out. Orange is helpful, well-meaning, and caring. Is that accurate?
What I had written down was respect and friendship. So yes.
Respect and friendship. Yeah, caring for your friends. It was helpful during a thing. Okay.
They were
pink,
the peopler.
Yeah, yellow was bravery and badassery, basically.
Yep, yellow was strength.
Yep. And then pink, I have nothing. I wrote pink was part of the summoning and had to do with sortilege. So I thought maybe that
Magic?
was magic.
Pink is knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. And they all had full names and shortened names. So Drana was yellow was Cogdron. Pink was Zora, whose real name was Zorgras. And then orange would have been Ella, which is Ellerith.
Okay.
I had this all planned out.
Love
Nice.
it. Love
Hey,
it.
I had some stuff. So Elpada had two sisters, which you never went to find, but they were in Saturnine, and it was Philanthropia, which is charity, and she was living in the Hollows, which is like the slums, with someone who was running like a mission. And the other one was, I think it's Chana, I think it is, which is a Greek word for joy, and she was living with an artist in there's a place where they have this I think it's called the Confederacy of Cloisters in the city, but they have this really cool museum that's like a double helix that's just like floats and you can
Yeah,
like walk
yeah.
up and down. So she was living with an artist there, Joy.
So
Yeah.
hope, joy, and charity.
Hope, Joy, and Charity.
Nice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well,
I was wondering about sisters. I was like,
Yeah.
I know this was here.
But you never found them, but that's all cool. That's all good. Worked
Now
out.
we-
Well,
worked
hey,
out
there you
well.
go. There's
Yeah. Doesn't matter anymore.
Still
Well,
cool.
Maybe. Yeah.
all right.
Yes.
Well, I guess. I mean, do we want to talk more on Visible Sun, or do we want to just?
No, let's talk. So
but-
next, we have
We're doing a
couple
one shot
one-shots.
next.
couple
Uh,
one
we're-
shots coming up.
We're
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, we're not sure what we're doing next,
TBT.
but 2 sessions from now, so in 1 month, we might be doing something. We'll see.
I think we
um,
should, Boo. You
if
just-
I mean, we're going to
Dude,
be
you
doing
just gotta
something,
jump
but
in
it's
and
to
do
be
it.
determined what.
yeah.
Well, yeah, we're going to be playing a one shot next week, next session in 2 weeks, but then in 4 weeks, we're going to talk to the rest of the crew and see if you guys are cool with something that
Sure.
Christian and I have been working on.
Oh, gotcha. Wait, that's in 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right,
Okay.
because we play every other week. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha, ha.
Yes.
Okay.
So in 1
I
month,
follow.
and then after that,
Yeah, I'll be running Honor and Intrigue at
All
some
right.
point.
Can't wait.
I'll be doing a
Yeah.
long-term campaign,
Jess
which
is
is
gonna
like
be
Yes,
doing
game.
3 days.
Jess is
Yeah, Honor and
Yeah.
Intrigue. Pirates.
Pirates.
Can't wait.
Pirates.
We're all
Yeah.
gonna watch Our Flag Means Death as prep.
Yep.
I know. I really want to watch that.
Someone
show,
get me
actually.
HBO Max.
You gotta share a
Ah,
password to Sarah. Just have Sarah binge it.
ah.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to read and watch a lot of piratey things. So if you guys have recommendations,
Oh, maybe I should.
Our Flag Means Death, so good. Jeff's already seen it.
I've
but
already
so
seen
good,
it.
everyone. Watch it. Everyone watch it. Watch it 100 times. It's so good.
But yeah,
Okay.
pirates. That'll be Honor and Intrigue
That's awesome.
in
That's
like
very fun.
a month and a half or so.
Yeah,
Something
right,
like that.
exactly.
Yeah. Middle of
something like that.
July or
We'll
no,
figure it out.
August. Started in August. Yeah. And then something, I think. And then we'll
I don't
do
remember.
Under Hollow Hills.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm finally done with my
Amber
good
game.
projects.
Well, end of August too is our 1 year stream anniversary. Our 1 year anniversary as a crew. So lots of crazy things coming up
As a live
this
crew,
summer.
not as us playing games
Yeah,
together.
as a
crew.
live,
Yeah.
as a streaming. Yeah. So lots of cool things.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming up. So
Oh yeah.
Stay tuned.
I guess with that,
Fix way.
thank you so much,
Yeah, thank
everyone,
you.
for watching. Chat has been off the hook tonight, which, as one of the folks that hangs on Twitch chat, does make me so happy. I will be trying to add more of those little point things that you can fuck around with and do with your channel points, because those popped this stream, which is very fun for me to see.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I really love that. So there will be more goodies coming in the future. We are here on the Twitches every other Friday, sometime between 6:30 and 7ish EST. Honestly,
We might move that a little back too.
Might be a
'cause
little
it's-
later.
7. Yeah.
7ish, yeah.
7ish. Perfect.
You know us. We're fine.
Sorry.
Time
has no
real.
mean.
Time
Yeah.
isn't real. Fuck you. Sorry,
Time
no.
is a treason. That I give back to you now.
I don't get the reference. I'm
It
sorry.
was Invisible Sun.
What the Hollow Man said to the guy when you
It
blew
was
him up?
Invisible Sun at the very
I
beginning. It was,
literally. Okay, listen.
Never mind.
It's late.
Continue.
We're getting tired. We're getting
So,
tricky.
where can
Catch
they
ready.
find us on the
I'm
internet?
exhausted. You can find us on all the social medias at DMs After Dark. You can email us one-on-one at dmsafterdark@gmail.com with any questions, stories, complaints. We'll take them. We are on all of the podcast apps worth their salt at DMs After Dark.
And you can ask your streaming service to play us now, and it'll do it. It'll do it. I tested it.
That's
I thought that was
actually
funny.
really
Come on,
cool.
Alexa.
Everett asks your Alexas, play DMs After Dark. That contains all of our audios from our streams, our podcast, Modified Roles, and my sweet angelic chaos baby 1v6, 1v4, the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Maybe I'm only a tiny bit sorry tonight, but like not really. I think I'm only
We're
sorry
going
for like
long.
all the orange jokes.
Nah.
But like that's just us. It's fine.
We were pretty well behaved this time.
Oh,
It was
and oops all nipples. I'm also sorry for oops all nipples.
Oh
I'm
gosh, I
not
forgot
sorry.
about that
I'm
one.
not sorry about
I'm
Oops
not
on
sorry on
Nipples.
that either.
So good night, everyone, and
Stay
stay
hopeful.
surreal.
Stay surreal. Stay hopeful.
Stay hopeful.
Stay hopeful.
like-
Yeah.
Stay hopeful. Yeah.
Good night,
that's
everyone.
good.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Come to the garden, darling, I will wait for you. Here I will sit till morning like true lovers do. Come to